episode 517 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for March 7th, 2026. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's been going on, Dominic?
And so, like this month, we kind of skip it around, and like the last podcast, we kind of just like it wasn't short because we had a long thing to talk about with the games we reviewed and everything. I'm still working on our Game of the Year podcast, so hopefully I'll be up. But this one might be up even before that one.
Yeah, you usually go pretty in depth with those.
Yeah. So like I mean, I'm gonna keep it quick. Like with sports, I know with sports I'm gonna keep it quick. It's not really a lot to talk about. At least from my end. I know the tournaments just started for the women's college women's basketball has just started. So by the time you hear this, it will be over and they probably well, they don't usually have their show until next week. Like the week after they finish with some of the tournament, not because not all the big tournaments are going to finish. By big tournaments, I mean the big conferences, like the big four is usually done by this weekend. Then some of the smaller conferences are still going on, and then the men's happen next week. And then when the men's are over, that's when they usually do kind of both of them, like either back to back, like a day or whatever, when they announce who's in the big tournament now, like who's in the team of 60, whatever it is now. It's not 64 anymore. It's like 68, maybe I think I want to say. But anyway, so college March Madness is here, man. Like March Madness is here. My favorite time, one of my favorite times of the year, like as far as sports. I love it. I love that, and because then baseball is about to start too. It's like, yeah, I love this time of year. And I would love it even more if I love the NBA because they'd be like, oh yeah, playoffs about to start. Like this is the last run, but since I don't like the NBA as much, like I hope in next year the Wizards are looking better because the way it's looking is that Wizards could potentially be a whole lot better next year. I mean, that's the way it's looking, and that's the only way I can come back is if they're good. Um, I'm sure there's football news. I don't know. Like I'm not a big off-season guy. I know they're going through the combine, whatever. And Olympics are over. So yeah, we didn't have the most medals. I believe it was Norway who had the most medals. And what else has happened in the sports world? I feel like I'm missing something. Something else that happened. Oh, baseball. World Baseball Classic. Well, spring training's going on, but World Baseball Classic is going on too. You know, the U.S. played Brazil. I watched like the first three innings of it. The reason I stayed with it is because it was a guy in Brazil. He was only 17 years old, pitcher, and he did okay. I mean, he let a run happen, but overall, like for a 17-year-old, he did all right. Like, and that's gotta be like, wow. Because look, he's going to high school. He's still in high school. And like they literally were saying, like, at one point when they were like when the guys were doing his team was like, I don't know what they were doing. Maybe they were looking at video or something. He was doing homework or something like that. like this guy, yeah, he's like literally still in school. And then he gets to pitch against some of the best players in baseball. Like he got the pitch against Judge. He got Judge to hit in a double play. I mean, that's awesome. And I mean, like it didn't matter. He could have got whacked, and it's been like, dude, he's only 17. So what the hell? And you're playing against the
Yeah.
best of America. And so like it's like good for him. Like good for him to come out there to go like one in the third inning, I think, or so. So I'm like, good, like, hey, lucky you. Um, and he is the son of a pitcher who I believe is retired now. And I know his last name Contreras, and then it's multiple Contreras. So um, I forgot the first name. I know the face in my head, but like,
Mhm.
yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And there was quite a few like sons I saw, like in like on that team also, that Brazil team. But yeah, I mean that was pretty cool to watch. So yeah, but the big one is like U.S. is I don't know who's favorite to win. I want to say the U.S. is probably favorite between them and Japan. But the Dominican team is deep too. Like yeah, we'll see when we get into it. But then I realized like a lot of those teams in baseball, they're made up of teams players who are they're born someone else, but they might have a relative. But basically, either a parent might be from somewhere, or they have a passport. Like we see the stipulations of we could be what you have to be on another country's team. It's not a lot there, and I understand because a lot of these countries they probably can't make up a team enough players for that country
Right.
to do it. But then again, it's like some people say, "Hey, it's helped to grow the sport." Well, this has been going on for some years now, and I'm thinking like, man, listen, in Europe, it ain't growing in Europe, man. It doesn't seem like it's growing.
Where's the new blood at?
I was like, they ain't growing in Europe, and I'm still seeing a whole lot of Americans make up these other teams here, you know, and like it's just and is I mean at the end of the day it's like I guess it is what it is. I mean it kind of sucks. I mean I guess at that point I'm thinking like well I guess I wish the sport was bigger where they could have their own players, but it's not like really the teams that really can really have their own players are the Japanese team, Taiwan, and them. And now somebody brought up a good point, and I thought that's something to think about. It's like it's kind of not fair that some of these other teams get to have these like American guys making like Italy or something like that. It's like, hey, it's mostly out of people who don't live in Italy, and but they get to have those players be with them, while Taiwan they have their own players, but you know, technically the Italy team has they might have some better players because they're basically taking from other countries, but they're the best from them. It's kind of like, hey, how's that fair? It's like they're not even they're supposed to represent this country, but they're not really from there, and then like they should be if they're like some of the best players, they should be good enough to be in the country they actually are from. And it's a little mixed up, yeah. And I get it. It's like, but it's I don't know. I don't know what you do. Like honestly, like that's just something. Um, it's out of my wheelhouse because I don't know because when I saw the name like hey this guy hey this one guy said hey this guy played in WBC he played for 7 different countries and I was like that's weird to me. I was like they say I mean that's literally a thing. There was a picture. There was a picture of Brazil, and I think that was the first time he pitched for Brazil, but he played for other countries before, and I was like, man, that it just doesn't feel right like when you do that. And I feel like maybe there should be a limit. Like someone said, like you could have like 50 because I think you had to make up a roster for 30 some players. Maybe you should have a limit of like 15 could be like out like not actually born there and stuff like that. And then
Right.
even though it sounds like maybe some countries you're gonna need more, then maybe they can't be represented then. You know, maybe you just don't have enough people. Like and that's I feel like that's okay at some point because it's like Italy or Germany, they're not baseball places. It's just not it. Because like, ask yourself how many people from those countries actually watch the WBC. Like like it may not just be that. And I know what you try to do. You try to make it a world thing. But look, for me personally, like this is still big with just the amount of countries you do have that can represent people. Because I just remember like baseball just being here, and we play against Japan, or like Korea or Taiwan every now and then. Like I remember that like from Little League. Like I didn't see a whole bunch of other countries. Honestly, I just remember just seeing those. I knew that like Dominican and like them they were there. I mean, they had players like who play, but it just wasn't like a huge thing. It became bigger later on when they started making those baseball camps down there. But yeah, like I think is I think baseball's set. Like I don't think it's gonna get bigger. Honestly, I think you're at the limit, which I think is all right. Um, but it's not gonna be no soccer, man. It's like it's not gonna be. Listen, it's not gonna be basketball. It's not gonna be soccer. And I think you're pretty much there at what it's gonna be. But overall, I enjoy it. Um, I'm just glad baseball is starting, and I do want to see it when it gets to later rounds when you start playing against the direct competition. Because that's the thing, is like the early rounds, kind of like some teams are like, yeah, these guys aren't going to compete, like because they don't have enough to go against these guys. They have young talent, or their talent's really young. Because I think that's what the Brazil team was like, one of the youngest, because they had a lot of people who were really young, but they were prospects. But that's the way to make up the team. All right, so let's go on to wrestling. So there's been a paper, yeah, Elimination Chamber. We haven't talked about that, right? Since we've done a podcast.
Yeah, Elimination Chamber happened last weekend. I think it was actually taking place when we were recording the Game of the Year podcast. It was ending up there. It was an okay show. There was nothing too great, really, about it. The women's match was fun. The men's match was a bit underwhelming. And then the two regular matches, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. That was all right. AJ Lee, I don't think is quite up to the caliber of wrestler that a lot of the top women's wrestlers are nowadays, but she held her own. She did defeat Becky Lynch, so I'm sure we'll see a match between them at WrestleMania. CM Punk defeated Finn Balor, which was pretty much a given. And that match didn't live up to their previous match, the one that they had in Belfast. So yeah, overall the card was kind of Rhea Ripley won the women's match, which I think out of everybody that was in there is probably your best option. She's going to go on and face Jade at WrestleMania. And then the men's match, like, there was so much potential for them to do something interesting, and then it came down to Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton and Logan Paul. Logan Paul, of course, taking Braun Breaker's spot. Not Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed's spot, who had gotten injured. And they originally had Jey Uso take his spot, and then Jey Uso got attacked on SmackDown, so Logan Paul ended up taking his spot because it didn't really make sense for them to have another face in there. Yeah, so they had Logan Paul eliminate 3 people because I guess they basically just did whatever they already had planned for Bronson Reed. It makes sense for Bronson Reed to eliminate 3 people. You know, they treat him like he's a big man, even though he's kind of more big around than he is tall. But I mean, it's Logan Paul. He doesn't need to eliminate 3 people out of a 6-person match or something like that. And then yeah, at the very end, it was Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Drew McIntyre came in and attacked Cody Rhodes. And Randy Orton ended up actually winning that after he RKO'd McIntyre. Now on SmackDown, Cody, having lost the match, of course, then got a world championship match against Drew McIntyre anyway, and he defeated him. So Cody Rhodes is now your champion again. So it looks like we're going to have Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Not entirely a bad match story, because they have history together. Back from like years ago, when Cody came in and was much younger. But it feels very convoluted for us to have gotten here. If it is going to end up just being those two, you can also see a world where this gets expanded into basically a who's match, because Sami Zayn's still kind of hanging around the title picture. Drew McIntyre, of course, just kind of got screwed out of his title. Jacob Fatu got involved in that match, which is partially why Cody Rhodes won. And then, of course, you have Jacob Fatu around the title as well, because he was feuding with Drew McIntyre. So I could see them potentially going the route of making this a multi-man match. You already have Roman Reigns versus CM Punk is kind of your singles men's match that will headline night 2 of WrestleMania. But they're just not really hitting right now, Dominic. Road Dogg, I don't know if you remember him from the DX days. He was
Oh
one
yeah,
of
I remember
the
Road Dogg. Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the writers on SmackDown. He actually left this past week, which hopefully is a good thing. They've been doing this thing on Netflix, WWE Unreal, which is supposed to be like a backstage real life, this is what's going on in the writers room kind of thing. And this last season made him look like a complete doofus. So I don't know if he is a complete doofus or if they just made him look that way to like push him out or what. But yeah, now he's out of there. Hopefully AEW
What's
does
it
not
called
have any
again?
interest in picking him up.
The reality show.
Unreal.
Unreal. Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully he just kind of does whatever, does the old timer wrestling convention tour or whatever. They don't need him in AEW, especially if he is the genesis for most of the, I shouldn't say most, for some of at least the bad creative that is happening or was happening, I guess, now on SmackDown because he's not there anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still just kind of tangentially following WWE stuff. Yeah, it's leading up to WrestleMania. I'm always interested in what they're doing for WrestleMania, but it really feels like there's not gonna be. They're not doing a good job right now of building to a lot of interesting stories at WrestleMania, and I, as the type of wrestling fan I am, I like to believe that like WrestleMania is this big, like, this is where the stories culminate because this is their biggest show of the year. But in a lot of cases, that's never been the case. Like, they always have backlash right after, and a lot of times backlash is just that. It's a retreading of WrestleMania, and sometimes a stipulation is added or whatever, but that means there wasn't finality in WrestleMania. um and I always liked the idea that it could be the season finale, and then we restart on Raw the next night when they do that stuff, because they used to do like, oh, this is when the big debuts are going to happen and stuff like that. And even if you did have some matches that already happened at WrestleMania, you do get this new injection of talent, but they haven't really been doing that for a while now. These NXT guys just kind of come up when it feels convenient. And the unfortunate thing is, like, even the idea of convenience isn't that much, because you bring these guys in and then still seemingly have nothing to do with them, nothing for them to do. I think they've done a decent job with Trick Williams. They've kind of thrown him right to the top of the card on SmackDown. Javon Evans coming up from SmackDown. I'm not totally sure they know what to do with him outside of just allow him to do the fun flippy stuff that he does. But they didn't quite treat him in the same way that like they did with Trick. And then you have Obafemi, who's just kind of like hanging out. They're like, okay, this guy comes off from being NXT champion and pretty dominant down there. And a lot of people are speculating that that's going to be the Brock match, is it's going to be him versus Brock. And obviously you have to have him win that match. There's no reason for them not to have Brock put him over, especially if this is Brock's last year. He's going to be retiring by, SummerSlam. The reality is Brock Lesnar doesn't need to be on these shows at all. But if he's going to be, he needs to be used to put people over and then, send him out the door as need be. Yeah, so it's weird. AEW's big pay-per-view is coming up. I want to say next weekend. I could be wrong though. It might be Sunday night. Revolution W 2026. Yeah, the 15th, so next week. And that's looking pretty good so far. I mean, it's another one of those things where I've been kind of tangentially following AEW. I just haven't been getting a chance to watch the shows. But the biggest match, the championship match, MJF currently being the champion, he's fighting Hangman Adam Page, and they're doing a Texas death match. But if Adam Page loses, he's never going to be able to challenge for the AEW championship ever again. Now, famously, Cody Rhodes had that stipulation very early on in his AEW run, and as such, it very much felt like he was kind of stuck in this like mid-card place where he could just never really ascend past that. And I hope they have a plan here for either Hangman winning or Hangman at some point going, I don't care about what I said back then. I didn't sign anything. I'm going to challenge for the world title. Because the idea that a guy who is relatively young, for wrestling years, never being able to challenge for the company's top title again is a very limiting thing. And for it to be a thing that you are imposing upon yourself, and I don't mean, the character of Hangman imposing it upon himself. I mean for the writers at the company to do that to themselves. It feels very weird. So I hope there's a plan there. Most people are of the mindset that MJF is going to hold this title until Will Ospreay, who is currently out following some neck surgery, I believe, makes his return later this year. They're running vignettes and everything for him, so it's not far off. But that he'll win in like the Wembley show or something like that, or whatever UK show they have this year. But to potentially lock Hangman out of the potential to challenge for the top title ever again. Now, AEW does have more titles than I can count on two hands and two toes that he could still go after, but it's just not the same, especially when he is a guy that has won that championship. I believe it's only been twice now. There's plenty of room for him to still move back up into that picture. Now, there's also plenty of people that they could slot into that role. And by artificially limiting Hangman's ability to be in that picture, they can move people up into the heavyweight title picture. But I just don't, after years and years of WWE booking and seeing what happened with Cody Rhodes in AEW, I just don't necessarily trust the idea that they have a plan like long term for this stipulation. But that should be very interesting. You also have stuff like Mox versus Takeshita, which they had a match previously that ran to the time limit. So this one is going to be a no time limit match. Brody King versus Swerve Strickland. Swerve is now a heel again. Brody King is doing some awesome work right now, but I could very much see Swerve just basically killing that man. Yeah, so another good lineup from AEW. They always have fantastic pay-per-views, if nothing else, for the wrestling itself. And they're obviously at their best when they are actually telling good stories too. So that's what I got for wrestling, Dominic. You still there?
No, I had to accidentally put my mic on mute. yeah, WrestleMania is almost here, man. They're like, and AEW's like, what's their big event? Next big event,
The next one right now is Revolution.
and that is when?
That's next Sunday,
That's
March
next
15th.
Sunday. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right.
Yep.
All right. So I guess we're getting to what we've been watching. So,
Yeah.
did I watch anything? I know the Universal Basic Guys is back. I haven't.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I watched one new one when it came back, but I haven't. I'm too behind. Yeah. So yeah, I had to catch you up on them too. But I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. Was there anything else that I felt like I watched something?
Is that a
Uh,
season 3 or is that like a second half of a second
I
season?
want to say second half of season two.
Okay.
That's what I want to say. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what
because
it looks like.
but you know what? Yeah, you don't like how shows do things now. Because when I saw that, like Survivor, Survivor,
Yeah.
the gay show, I think it said like what, like I don't know, 50
There's season
seasons or
50.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
But they
like,
do 2 seasons a year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the and that and see, and then I was like, okay, that makes sense. But even for regular show, and that's a game show, so I was like, I can understand them that doing that, but I don't get with like shows, and I see shows like tell me how many seasons they done. I'd be like, this show's only been on for like this many years though, because I look at it, how does it have more seasons than it has years? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they just separate like the seasons that'll be like 13 episodes or 10 or 8 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like it's, and then I realized it's all contractual stuff too with that, and it's like, oh, it's a mess. It's like, God, dude, show business, huh? But but yeah, I haven't really watched anything that I can think of uh, significantly. Um, so what have you watched?
I finally got around to watching Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, which is the third Knives Out movie. Talked a couple of months ago now, I think, about the first and the second one that I finally got around to seeing. And I enjoyed those. And I enjoy this one quite a bit too. This one does feel like it centers more around the main character, the the priest that comes into this church.
That's the boxing
Um,
priest.
yeah, he's a former boxer. He killed somebody in the ring and he's trying to make a new life. And there's this old priest who is Josh Brolin, who is just kind of an asshole and pushing people away from the church. And this young priest is trying to bring them in and he's trying to kind of change things. And then, as it turns out, the old priest ends up dead somehow. I feel like even though it's like a murder mystery, it feels like that is kind of a spoiler because you don't really see that happen until what feels like halfway through this movie. Um, and then that is kind of when you see Daniel Craig's character enter. And that's part of why I didn't necessarily like this one as much as the other two, because you don't see as much of his character. I think the main character, the younger boxing priest, is quite likable. And I think he does a good job of narrating the story up until the point where you see Daniel Craig's character. But it's just not quite the same. And I feel like the murder mystery of it all is a little more convoluted than the first two. So I think out of them, this is my least favorite, but I'm not saying it like I don't like the movie. I still quite enjoyed it. Um, I just don't think it was quite at the same level, just a notch below. But yeah, with that said, I still had fun with it. I would like, Ryan Johnson to keep making these movies. I've got no problem with that. I
Should I
don't
unplug it and try it
It
again?
feels like he's been making them maybe a
Hold
little
on.
too quickly. Sure.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. But I think overall, I'm fine with them. I just don't need them pumping out as quickly as it feels like. But it could also just be that I've, watched them in such quick succession because they've been out for quite a while.
So I guess we get to what we're playing. So here's what I've been playing. So I've been playing more Murder by numbers. I put murder by rope numbers because I'm at the part where you are at the drag queen club spot, and yeah, I'm like, oh, for some reason I thought this was like a Japanese game, like May game, and now I'm kind of seeing like, oh, this is definitely. I was like, if this is a Japanese game, I was like, this is man, I never seen Japanese be this progressive. Um, I read this stuff, and I don't think it is. Um, but like, cause they definitely like go on the route of, I mean, I already knew like her friend slash makeup artist was gay. I mean, obviously. Um, but like when they go with the drag queen, well, you only see technically only one drag queen, because the other person is actually a real woman, and that's what's that's a funny that's a funny joke with that. Wait a minute, are you there?
Yeah,
Damn
I'm
it!
here.
Oh, well, I'm gonna keep talking. So you so like in this yeah, and this is the part where it's like a murder at the drag queen club, um and it's so funny how you see the officer or like the police officer all like uncomfortable, like knowing what to call them or something like that. Um and the robot trying to understand what this stuff is, and then go, yeah, but it's written well. It's written pretty funny. Um but you know what? I kind of like it's really just like the number stuff really doesn't have,
Mm.
it's just there. It feels like the puzzles, they don't really make sense with the case. Like they don't, like it's like I'm trying to look for something, and then that's where you saw the puzzle, and the puzzle will come out the picture of what you're looking for, even though I don't really see it. Sometimes I look at the picture, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. And so I have to look really hard. And then I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that is supposed to be a bag or a pocketbook or something. I don't know. But the puzzles are definitely getting harder. Like I'm getting to a point where, man, I'm definitely cheating. Like I am just, I put in wrong places, and then I'll go save. I'm save scubbing and just going to look to see
Oh,
like what
geez,
the,
yeah.
yeah, because it's like I don't know how I'm supposed to figure it out now, like easy, like in an easy way. So I'll be going for a
Mm.
long time being wrong, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like what is this supposed to be? It's like what I'm supposed to do, and I'm like, nah, forget it. It's like I'm getting frustrated, and I don't want to spend too much time here. Uh, like I'm actually having more fun on the part where it's the time puzzles, where it's like a
Oh,
five by
wow.
five
Okay.
grid. Actually,
Right.
actually having a little fun doing that one more so than this one, because now all of them are 15 by 15, and I was like, come on, man, like give me some tens, man. I can work with some tens,
Right.
like God darn. Um, so yeah, I mean that's all right. Like so now I'm really just playing for the story and that, and like it does have a very like adult story, like adult in like not dark adult, but just adult in general kind of story. Like you play as a person who's gone through a divorce since she sees her ex husband and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. I'm still trying to figure out what she is, honestly. Like I don't know what she is. Like I know she's not black. I want to feel like she's got to be like close to Indian, maybe. I don't know.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm only
South
saying that
Asia.
because Indian and computers, Daniel. That's the only reason. That's like if it ain't black and it's
Ah,
dark, it's got to be them, right? So, um, it's got like the browns, like it's got to be that. And, so that's what I'm saying. Because her hair, was like her hair is kind of can go either way. It's like it's, but anyway, for her mom, her mom looks black. That's the thing. I was like, I don't get what the hell
see, I
her
must
mom.
be misremembering because that's what was making me think she was like South Asian because I thought I saw her
Her
mom.
mom got like curly hair though.
Hmm. Yeah, that
She got
wouldn't
like
necessarily make
she got
sense.
like short curly hair, and she's kind of big, kind of like the stereotypical like old mother and all. Yeah, it's just
Oh yeah, I
that's what
see her. Yeah.
yeah. The only reason I think she's any because of her. Not just because, well, the hair, like I said, people use straighteners and stuff, man. Like back in, and this was take like the 90s and shit. So I'm like, shit, yeah, she could be black, but then I was like, she could be Indian also. I said, okay, I can see that. And see, that could be all her hair. That's all literally her hair. Um, but yeah, it but overall, yeah, it's all right. It's all right game. Like I do like the little number puzzles. The story thing is all right. It kind of reminds me of one of those games along the lines of this the games of like what's it called, like the Dream Daddy and stuff like that. It kind of just feels along like that kind of, I don't know what you call it, the genre, because they're not the same thing, but they're the kind of
Yeah.
same, very
Little.
like put it like this: people who voted for Trump would never play these games. I just say that. Now that's like that's the way I see it. It's like
Lib games. Got it.
yes, very liberal games. All right. What else have I played? I also played some more Ghost of Tsushima. I think I liberated all the southern part of Tsushima. There's still some stuff you could do there, but as far as like people being free, Daniel, they're all free down there, Daniel. Free from the Mongols that have come over take over. And there's one problem I do have in the game is like with the costumes or the equipment you wear. Like I like the
Mhm.
equipment you wear. I like the designs and stuff. It's just that they actually have like each one has a benefit. And the thing is that sometimes I want to dress like a real samurai. Like okay, I just want to dress
You
as so
can't transmogrify those things.
nah. And so because the one I wear is mostly the traveling stuff one outfit. I mean, I think that's the coolest of all, really, because it's like if I'm traveling all over the place, I'm not playing this wearing this heavy ass fucking armor. Ride everywhere. But also it has the I have a benefit of because I upgraded it so that I can have a firefly that tells me where the collectibles are. You
Oh,
can't have
nice.
that on the other ones, which I'm like, dude, come
Mm.
on, man. I wanna keep changing my outfits. Like I try to be with the story. So I'm like, it would make sense for me to have my samurai armor when I fight these guys here. And this one I say, oh, I want to be more ninja. So I probably wouldn't have samurai armor climbing up places. But like other things. So I like to do that, but I also want to be collecting stuff. While I'm already at a location. I want to keep going back. But though it does make it easier when you have the cheat where I can just well, fast travel is there in the game regardless. Um like most of the time I used to cheat to like easy travels when the places I haven't been. And I'm like, darn, I don't wanna have to travel always to location. I'll pick a spot here that's close to where it is. So I won't because like sometimes dropping in the middle of it, it gets weird. Like
Mhm.
unless so but see like one time I dropped in the middle of like a Mongol territory, but since I learned to always put on stealth, so it don't just like interact like, oh no, they caught me. Like I had to go fight everybody now. But at one point I think I went somewhere where like I'm not supposed to be at, and it was like people just constantly shooting me. It was like, oh, you're at a like it's and I think it even said like a location where you cannot like fight. Like you cannot defend. Like you have to leave because I was just getting constantly shot at. Um, but overall game, man. Like I said, it's gorgeous, man. Man, just to see the lighting of like the day and the night, um, stuff like it just looks so good in this game. And I do love riding around sometimes. Just like just going around. It's like, oh man, the scenery looks so cool and everything. But yeah, I wish they can make it so that I can just put the Firefly on all the outfits I have. Uh, there's not really much more to really say with that game. And I played some more Dynasty Warriors.
Nice.
I oh yo no, I beat it. I actually beat the I beat one of the scenarios like I was in. Now I'm at the basically it's New Game Plus where you can actually go back in the timeline and pick different like points of the award you played. So you might choose a different option. Like this time since I was with Liu Bei, I might can just pick I want to be with Cao Cao or Sun Quan, the Sun Quan clan. Um, but the Liu Bei one, the ending because it's well technically I guess this is Origins. It don't go through his whole life like some of the Dynasty Warriors games do. Like they go through a lot of their lives and of the character or to the end or whatever. Like there's still like it really just gets to the point where it's three kingdoms, really. Like it gets to the point where like, okay, they're all even, like they're all kind of even. Um and that's how it ends. And I guess that makes sense. It's called Origins. So it's like, oh, I guess where they go from there, I guess they continue from there. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do this,
Yeah.
honestly.
Dynasty
Uh
Warriors Origins 2.
so but I did start the DLC, but I just start the very beginning.
Mhm.
What it is, it's almost like a new timeline has happened. So I think something like you like in a dream state or something, and then it's like that was a new timeline. And yeah, I just started, so I haven't done nothing in this yet. And because I was taking a break, I said, look, I went through all this Dynasty Warriors. I will take a break and focus on Ghost of Tsushima. And and I also started the trails of the Legend of Heroes, like
Okay.
Trails Through Daybreak 2. Like I started that game. And yeah, they had quite a few things in this version of the game. Like now they kind of split the story up now where you can play um two scenarios within each chapter. Like it's one scenario where like a group of people are somewhere else in the country. Because like these guys who, if you play the previous games, you've seen them before. It's these two kids who appeared in Trails of Reverie, which was the in between game between Trails of Daybreak and Trails of Cold Steel that I played. They first appeared in there, and there's these two kids that they come from a place called the Garden where they kind of grew kids to be fighters, to be assassins, and they had escaped. So, but now like they're and yeah, do it through the last game. You learn about the storyline and learn that they're trying to not be they're not don't want to be assassins anymore, and then they turn to good. Like they use their skills for good now. And now they're working. They're kind of working with you now, and like you have to go somewhere, so you're asking them to cover for you while you're gone. Because like the character you are at Daybreak is a Spriggan, which is basically a mercenary. Well, not really mercenary. Mercenary esque. Like what would I say? Like a guy for hire, basically for anything though. Like you do, um, like either what's the word I'm looking for? The detective, like, it could be detective work. It could be a lot of things. Somebody just hired you to do something that they don't want the law really involved, but it might be illegal. It's up to me if I choose to do it or not. But most of the time, like, it's not totally illegal. Like what you're doing, like
Gotcha.
like a lot of stuff you're
Private
doing.
investigator,
Yeah,
but
probably
with
that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah,
assassin
private
on the
investigator.
side.
Yeah,
Okay. Gotcha.
yeah, that's what I look for. Yeah, kind of along those lines. Kind of along those lines. But you also like might fight some monsters and stuff like that, or people. But yeah. So they're discovering for you right now because I'm playing with them right now. I chose them first. While then the second other scenario will be you controlling the main character as he's somewhere else in the country. Also, there seems to be almost a timeline kind of like scenario thing going on in this game too. Like there's a point in the game where you play, you died, but then time rewind to a point where you're back alive and you chose something different, and like you notice something happened, you don't know what it was, but you was like, I feel like I've done this before, and it's almost like, oh, well, we're doing basically, yeah, like what everybody seems to be doing now. Changes of the timelines and everything. It's like, oh, like everybody's doing this now. Like it's been doing it, and now they're doing it. Um, so yeah, so I don't know how far that goes. Like it seemed like it might be bigger because the way they showed they backed up to like a map, it said like go back to this point in the timeline. I was like, oh, this is gonna be probably a thing throughout the game. Like you're gonna be doing scenarios where something big happens, so you might rewind back to fix it or something. I'll see how that goes, but I was like, okay, that's something different. Also, in this world, I said before, with this world is that technology advances very fast. Like when I first started this game, like the biggest technology was like airships, and then all of a sudden they start getting computers. Then they start getting like the internet, and like they don't call it internet, but I forgot what they call it. But like cars start happening. Like people were just like getting on like there were trains. I think there were the trains and stuff like that. Now they got
Mhm.
cars and now it's a highway system. It's like this game from the time I played it in Libero, which was the first game I played, Trails in the Sky. Like it's only been maybe 10 years or so. And it's like there weren't cars, and there's already a highway system now. like within that time, and now they got cell phones. Like now we're at the point where they got, because now they were talking about like
Now
how
they're
they had communicated
cyberbullying each
before,
other.
and now there's like, oh, now they make the other stuff obsolete, the things we used to have, because now you can get on the extranet or whatever they call it, like the um like to see the news and stuff now, and not just communication. Because it's like the biggest thing with those other communicators was that you could have a camera on them, and it was like, yeah, that was because I remember like, yeah, you said, oh, we can take a picture with this, and now they got it where you can check the internet and all this other stuff now. And also, what they brought into this game is an MMO in this game, like within the game, where it's like, because something happened, like they create this game and some virus or something happened to it, like someone hacked in and did something to it, and so throughout the game you can jump into this MMO to like fight these bad guys, go through these stages, and like to get to the point where you get this whatever this hacker did to this MMO or whatever. Um, so that's like a little game within the game. I think it's actually a big part of the game at the same time, because it could be the guy who hacked in is part of the same group that might be causing these other problems. But I was like, man, that it's just so crazy how this world, like all this stuff has happened within a 10-year span of society. Like society has moved forward like hundreds of years, like 100 years or so within 10 years. Like wherever the time like we came to invent like the car to now, like they did it within not like 10 years or less, and like have it like it's crazy. Um, and I mean, yeah, it's just crazy how fast like everything went in, and how everything is just built around it so easily. Um, all right, yeah, so that's all I played. So what you been playing, man?
All right, Dominic. So, speaking of Dynasty Warriors, from the developers of Dynasty Warriors Omega Force, comes Pokopia, Dominic, a
What?
Pokemon Life Sim. Yeah, they're the ones that made this game. So if you're familiar with it, you play as a Ditto who is mimicking a human form.
So that's why the
And
eyes look like that.
yep. Yeah, that's why the eyes look like that, because you're actually a Ditto. There are no humans in this world, and that is part of the mystery that you were trying to solve, because you run into this Tangela or Tangle, the evolved version of the Tangela. And he's basically like, I haven't seen Pokemon or humans in here in a very long time. So you're slowly trying to, work on the environment to bring Pokemon back, all with the hope that you will also potentially bring humans back, which I find kind of funny because, like, in the world of Pokemon that we know, we are basically enslaving the Pokemon to fight for us. So it's kind of funny that even though,
But
you
in
see
their
these
world,
friendly
they're okay with that,
relationships.
though. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, obviously in the cartoon, you have some of these Pokemon being friends with their human trainers.
Yeah,
So
they say don't
that
put
is the ideal world.
don't put your real human problems or ideas into our world. We like humans treating us this way.
Subservient, yeah.
Yeah. Like we were
Yeah,
made where
so
our God made us to be the subservients to the humans. Y'all the
I
ones
mean, you
who
do see a
goes against
Pokemon
it.
God, Dominic.
See, y'all the ones who goes against it. We're the ones who go
Yeah.
against it and try to say like, no, they're just like us. No, it's in the Bible. Sus.
So yeah, this is also coming from the same team that worked on the Dragon Quest Builders games, which I very much liked. I've never gotten into Minecraft, and part of that is because I've never really given it a chance. But the idea of like the free-formedness of it, I think, is a little off-putting to me, because I do like some structure and some achievable goals and things of that nature. And it felt like from the demos of those games that I played, that those games had more of that. And so far, what I've played of this game has had that. Now, I don't know if that's because I'm still technically in the tutorial, because in order to do game share with my daughter, I had to go to a completely different area to play it. And that area was kind of just a blank slate. And it did, I was helping in that area Eevee find her friends, which are all like the evolutions. But it wasn't quite as, here's your next goal, here's your big next goal, kind of thing. And I don't know if that's just because I kind of floated over there. I floated over there a little early. Um, and I went back to the tutorial area. You can kind of go between, because that tutorial area, I don't know how much of it is going to be like they're still showing you how to do stuff, but it is a very large area. So far, I built a Pokemon Center, but there was a whole other area on the other side of a wall that has other things for me to build and make room for. So I wanted to go back to that and expand on that before I actually, move out of that. So yeah, it gives you kind of like these objectives to do initially. This very much feels like Pokemon propaganda, Dominic, because it's like they're doing the thing where a lot of the Pokemon you're seeing are the 151, the first gen Pokemon. The first ones that you get are Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. Like those are the very earliest Pokemon you see. And it feels like, oh, hey, this generation has their kids now. Instead of playing Minecraft, maybe we can get these older people in with the old Pokemon and then indoctrinate their kids into playing this game. And that's exactly, I think, what's going to happen with my daughter, because she's getting to the age where like Animal Crossing is a viable option, and I think this supplements that. This is basically like a slightly different version of Animal Crossing. I've seen a lot of speculation as to why.
Yeah, I think
That's
within a
why
year,
we
Resident
saw
Evil 9 will be
exactly. I
a
mean,
viable option too.
we can't all be cowards, Dominic. Uh, so instead of releasing a new Animal Crossing, they did their update for the Switch 2, and now they're coming out with this. Reviews have been very positive on it, and what I've played of it so far, I'm very happy with. I only got kind of stuck at one point, and it was becoming a little bit frustrating. Because I was supposed to make this slowpoke yawn, which was supposed to bring the rain, and it just kept telling me that like my percentage is at like 71% or something like that. And it's like, you need to bring more humidity into this area. And I'm like, okay. Bulbasaur is telling me to plant trees and more flowers and stuff. And I've done that. Like I've surrounded this area with that. I can't grow trees quickly. Like even with his help, it still takes a significant amount of time for them to actually like uproot and grow. And I'm like, there's no way they're forcing me to wait like several days to get this objective done. And what it ended up being was I was also supposed to talk to Squirtle, which has his whole like objective situation that he wants a more humid environment. He wants to move to a different style thing because you initially find him in like tall grass, but he wants to be in a tall grass near the water environment, which makes sense because he's a water Pokemon. And then he wants this like shrine that you can build for the rain dance, and it's like, okay, like that makes more sense, but I don't feel like for this to be the tutorial area that they were leading me down the path well enough. Like it was never like, hey, he's at 71%. Maybe Squirtle has some ideas as to what you could do more. So like I was absolutely decimating this environment, like trying to get what little bit of water that I had to like run down into an area that was closer to this stupid slowpoke in hopes that the environment would become more moist or whatever, or more humid. And that just wasn't happening. So it would have been nice if they had telegraphed that a little bit better. But now that I understand, like, oh, I was basically being blocked by a story progression thing. Like, okay, I should have followed this. But there are so many Pokemon already, and I'm relatively early on. I've probably played like 2.5, 3 hours. I'm still relatively early on, but I have a significant number of Pokemon. I have like a dozen plus at this point. So I'm constantly trying to like check in with them and see like, oh, are they happy with this environment still? Do they need more food? Do they need this, that, or the other thing? So there's a lot to do. This feels very much like, a Stardew Valley or an Animal Crossing or a Harvest Moon that's not, or a Minecraft basically. Now what it does also have, it has touches of the Xbox game, Viva Pinata, because that's basically what you're doing with the Pokemon is you're setting up these environments that the game is either instructing you to or hinting at, like, this is a way to bring in this style Pokemon. And then, you build that environment, you leave it alone for a little bit, you come back in, the bushes are shaking, and out comes a Bulbasaur or whatever. So then the Bulbasaur says, oh, I want a place to sleep and I want a comfy bed or something like that. So you build that. But really for me, what's keeping me going outside of just like, there is also the freedom of it, of like, I've started to improve like the roads now that I solved that issue with the humidity. I'm like, okay, let me pretty this back up because I absolutely decimated some of these areas. Let me block this water back up. It doesn't need to be over here. Let me lay this road back down. Because what I like to do is have a nice little organized environment. Like these guys, have their squares, and evenly spaced from that are these squares, the same way you would do like a city planning or, like one of those style simulation city building kind of games. I want everything to be nice and organized, and it also allows you to like better travel and communicate with these guys. Visually, I think the game looks fine. It's not going to blow anybody away, but it's on par, and I'd probably say in some cases a little bit better than what the recent Pokemon games have been. It runs pretty smooth. Doing the game share stuff, though, this is the first time I've experienced that. And I figured this would be the case because, like, the game share allows you to play the game on two different consoles with only one copy of the game, but it lets you play the game on the original Switch. So obviously, it's just kind of beaming some sort of video footage to the Switch because the Switch doesn't have the processors and design to run this game. This isn't a cross-gen game. It's a Switch 2 exclusive game. So when you do have two players, one playing on the Switch and one playing on the Switch 2, the frame rate definitely drops, but it's not like unplayable. It just becomes like, oh, hey, this is like somewhere between like 25 and 30 versus what you were playing at 60 is what it feels like, at least. But it is very cool that you can, with one copy of this game, play on two, exclusive handhelds. The unfortunate trade-off is like it doesn't seem like they just have an ability for me to put this in the dock, put it on the TV, hand my daughter a controller, and then we're playing, couch co-op basically. I'm lucky that I already had a Switch that I, then upgraded the Switch to, so I still have a Switch lying around. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to play multiplayer with this at all, which is kind of like, I like the idea of game share, but like for it to be the exclusive option, outside of owning a whole another game and the Switch for multiplayer, it is kind of a shit way for them to go about doing it. Yeah, so far I'm getting into it. I really like it a lot. Just like with any one of these games, it's kind of like it gives you as much as you put into it. Obviously this one is a little more objective focused, but a lot of it is just going to be managing the Pokemon and how they feel about the environment and building up the environments or, restructuring them the way you want. So it's really going to be about like what you're playing, what your goal is. My goal this morning was, okay, I'm going to get this road better. Some of these mountains were kind of like falling into the road. I'm going to destroy them, and then I'm going to, make sure that there's road underneath, so I have a path that looks nice through this city. Because you're a Ditto, as you get new Pokemon into your community, you can get powers from some of them, like Squirtle allows you to water things. So all the dried up land around, you can spray with your Squirtle bubble squirt, and then it becomes fertile land. Bulbasaur gives you like a vine whip situation that lets you grow tall grass, which is one of the early habitats that Pokemon like to see. Magikarp taught me how to jump, which like initially in the game, you can climb stuff. Like if it's one block, you can just, press B as you're running towards it and you'll just kind of vault up onto the thing. But once you unlock Magikarp, they actually give you a physical jump with the right bumper button, basically. So I really like the feel of this game. I like what they're doing with this game. I don't think it's doing anything that like a Stardew or even like one of these Dragon Quest Builders games wasn't doing outside of including the Pokemon license, which is either a positive or a negative for you. Obviously, for me, it does feed on some level of nostalgia because they are using a lot of these 151 Pokemon. It sounds like there's about 300 Pokemon in this, and they don't evolve. So once you brought in a Charmander, like you can bring in a Charmeleon or a Charizard, but those are going to be different Pokemon. That Charmander isn't going to evolve, which I kind of wish they did. Like, oh, hey, I found this, rock or whatever. I'm turning this EV into a Flareon or something like that, just to be a little more in line with those original games. But I get from what they're doing as far as like, oh, hey, you're building habitats to draw in these Pokemon. I see why they made that decision, but that is a lot of Pokemon, 300 to individually manage and bring in. That's going to be quite a bit, and could keep me quite busy if I stick with this. And I have a feeling that I am going to be a little more sticky with this game than I will others, because of my daughter. If she gets into it as much as it seems like she potentially will, then it's going to be something I'm going to keep coming back to, even if I'm not like wanting to, if I'm not feeling the pressure to do it. She's going to be like, hey, can we play that Pokemon game? And I'm like, yeah, we can play that Pokemon game. So I'm into it so far, Dominic.
All right. So I guess we'll take a quick break. We'll be getting back. Get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. So now we're flashbacking to 2016, and we're just going to do the whole month of February because we ain't do no flashback for games in February. So we're kind of going back to February also. Trying back to last month. So we're going to start off with 2016 in February. XCOM 2 came out, the sequel to the new XCOM that was really highly regarded, and 2 also was highly regarded. I have beaten 2. I've beaten 1 also. And I played 2, and I remember beating it. I never played the DLC for 2, but I remember liking it. I can't tell you, like, what were the differences, honestly. Like, what was the new things in this game from the other one? It's been so long, because I played it when it came out.
Yeah.
And, man, it's been 10 years. It's actually been 10 years.
And it feels like 15 plus.
Yeah. And man, I mean, I do remember liking it. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. And you'll know it. It's a tactical strategy game, turn based, where you you have soldiers that you control that have special abilities, and you face off against these aliens who also have certain abilities that they can use. And yeah, you be in these certain scenarios. It's supposed to be some place on Earth. They're trying to take over, or is this active? Have they already taken over, and you're trying to fight back? I
think this is where they've taken over, and then you are kind of dealing the consequences of that. I think that was the narrative that they went with at the end of the first game, was basically like you lost, and now you're
but I won.
The band of fighters trying to contest with that.
But I won though, Daniel, in my game.
Nope.
How can I play a game through and lose? But yeah. All right. And yeah, this is and these guys, they did end up doing the Marvel game after this, right?
Yeah.
After
Midnight Suns.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing now, if they're still around. Hope they still exist.
Yeah, I mean, Firaxis is still, that's Sid Meier's studio.
Yeah. Still exists, yeah.
The Jake Solomon, the guy that was like lead developer on this, and then Midnight Suns, left them after Midnight Suns, and then I want to say that I just heard recently that his studio kind of went under. His new thing.
That sucks. Yeah, I mean, I guess they all just on Civilization 7, or I don't know what other projects they got going on. All right. So what else we have here? We got Firewatch, came out 10 years ago. This was your game. Was this like your game of the year, maybe, for that year? I don't know. At least it was close up there. It was
definitely on the list. I can't remember if it was actually my game of the year or not. But yeah, this comes from a lot of the developers were on that podcast, Idle Thumbs. They eventually got swallowed by Valve, and then just kind of disappeared into whatever each of them is working on I think some of them worked on the story for Half-Life Alyx, because we never got that like City of the Gods or something like that, the game they teased afterwards. But basically, Firewatch was you were a guy that goes off into the woods to become a fire watcher. And then the story kind of unfolds around you. It's another one of these more narrative focused, over action focused first person games in the vein of a Gone Home, but it told a very interesting story of you kind of trying to re-find yourself in the woods, and then you end up talking to this woman who's in another fire watchtower, and it gets a little flirty, and then there's like some murder mystery stuff happening as well, and then eventually you meet that woman, and if I recall correctly, things didn't go all that great. But that's the very end of the story. But that is one that if I could make the time, I would be interested to go back to. I don't remember it being a particularly long experience, but I'd
No,
be
it wasn't
interested
long.
to see what's that.
I was saying I was agreeing with you. It wasn't long.
Yeah. Like maybe 3 to 5 hours on the high end. And I just like to be, I'd like to see if I am still as positive on that game as I was then. It just kind of felt more novel at the time, because obviously we had Gone Home by this time, but there weren't really a lot of these style games, and I thought the writing in it was very well done. I like the art style of it too. For the longest time, my desktop wallpaper was one of the photos that I had taken in the game, because you could like they would appear on a website that you could either get printouts or just like download high res versions of. I just like the very simplistic, not quite cell shaded, but kind of on the cusp of it, slash watercolory kind of look to it. And yeah, I really like that game.
All right. Yep. The walking simulator. Yeah. All right. That's not a joke.
So
The
dismissive, Dominic. You liked Gone Home. How dare you?
All right. Unravel also came out 10 years ago, and we had two. We
Yeah.
had a sequel to that too in between the stuff. Um,
Yeah, and this was when EA was being a little more like, hey, you guys are asking for smaller indie style games. We're going to publish some of this stuff.
yep.
And, I think critically it did pretty all right. Obviously, it got a 2, so financially it did okay, but I don't think it impressed anybody at EA with its sales potential. So I don't know that we're ever going to see another Unraveled. But it definitely felt like during this time EA was a little more willing to try some things.
I know, but it's
And
because of these publications, Dan. These school, like it got an 81 on PC, 78 on PS4, 75 on Xbox One. Like,
okay.
Destroy Toy and Electronic Gaming Monthly, they do their assignment, Daniel. Destroy Toy gave it a 10 out of 10. EGM gave it an 8.5 out of 10. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
but no, but Game 4 gave it a 7.75, and GameSpot gave it a 7 out of 10, and PC Gamer gave it a 70. Polygon gave it a 6 out of 10.
Oh
That's
wow.
what they were doing
I'm a
scores.
bit shocked there.
Yeah, and IGN gave it an 8.3 out of 10. They do the assignment. Look at that. See, that caused EA to be like, you know what? Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. We ain't doing no type of indie game or new type of game design, man. We was gonna just try to take all the money from y'all and just do microtransaction shit. All right. Yeah, I never played Unravel. Honestly, I never played. I never even.
I want to say I played maybe a demo of it, but that was kind of the extent of it. I liked what I
I'm
played.
part
It
of the
was
problem.
cute. Yeah, I obviously. Yep.
All right. What else have I had? Street Fighter Five came out 10 years ago on Windows and PS4. Wow, yeah. So it's been 10
Crazy.
years. We just talked about the cover from February month. Like,
Mhm.
this is when Play Sony had help with Capcom in the game, kept exclusive, console exclusive. I mean, to this day, it's still console exclusive for the PS4. And
'Cause they're
well,
haters, Dominic. They're haters.
I mean, well, for PlayStation anyway. I mean, I don't know if there's a PS5 version, direct version of Street Fighter Five. I'm not sure. I just know it can be played on PlayStation Five, but I don't know if there's like, hey, this is the PS5 version. I'm not sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, it could be. I just never heard it worded like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, art style. I always liked the art style, the look of the game. But when it initially came out, it was bare bones. I mean, a lot of stuff that you see now was definitely not there. I mean, of course, the characters, certain fighters and everything, but thing is, it was like a lot of modes. Like it didn't really have a real story mode. It was just kind of bare. And I mean, it came out. I believe it came out full price when it came. But and the promise of it being updated. And I knew one guy who did actually buy it when it came out. So he was talking about the updates and stuff. Said like, yeah, it's getting better. I mean, he's really into it. But like, I can't do that now. Like, it's like, nah, I can't be like I paid full price and yeah, I'll get my stuff piecemeal as time goes on. No, like you give me a full game and then I'll potentially buy your DLC. I'm not like I can't get a game like that anymore. Like it's almost like that was early access, but you didn't. But you paid. Yeah, you basically played early access. That's essentially what it was with Street Fighter Five.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas Xbox, they had a Killer Instinct thing where it was free, but you probably pay for characters. And I'm like, either way, I'm not really big on either kind of format, but Xbox I'll probably be more like, yeah, you put that game out like Street Fighter Five or like Dead or Alive, like put it out for free because like I mean yes, eventually yes, you get a lot of stuff coming to the game. I think you still had to pay for more too. It wasn't like you pay $60 at the beginning and you got everything free afterwards. Um, yeah, it's expensive. And thing is, Street Fighter Six is expensive. Like that's expensive too. Like that's basically what I see with like the reviews. Like like some of the negative reviews I see on Street Fighter Six, like from just like regular customers, is mostly the expensive. Like they say the game is good. It's just the how much they really like charge you for the outfits or characters that yeah, it costs a lot, man. And I know some people, they talk around it, they try to justify it. I, I'm just saying, like, okay, fine. I mean, worth is up to you, like what you feel like is what's worth it. It's just that I will play a fighting game. Like, I can't spend that amount of money on that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that has to be cheaper. Like, those prices, like I had to get like a bigger sale than that with that in the DLC. God, I don't pay like I should not play like over close to like what is it now without a sale? I think the base price is $30 now. I want to say because it was a sale, it was $20 for Street Fighter Six. $30 for the base game. Then if you want, then you got the 2 season. Well, you got 3 seasons technically. It's probably like I think it's like 30 for 1 and 2 together, but I think six three is 30 by itself. Dude, that come on, man. That's just the game. That's not even adding the extra costume stuff.
Yeah.
Because there are versions with like, hey, you get the costumes, and yeah, man, that's a lot of money. It's like that's essentially a platform, essentially his own platform at that point. All right, what else we got? But Street Fighter Five, yeah, that was. I mean, this was a big deal for also reasons because of the new Street Fighter and that it was exclusive to on console to to PlayStation. Like that was a big deal. That's really showed like Xbox was like, what the hell? It's like, well, we got Killer Instinct, and I was like, ah, man, I ain't the same. All right, so what else we got here? We got Fire Emblem Fates. This is the new Fire Emblem for 3DS. I played one of the versions of this, which was I forgot the one with the red people. They were red. Like that's what their colors. It wasn't the black one. I think it was mine's was Birthright, yes. And then it was Conquest. I think mine's was Birthright. So yeah, this is gotta be the first Fire Emblem when they did that, right? With the two games thing. Because I don't remember another Fire Emblem doing this. The whole
Yeah, I think
Pokemon
this is
kind of
it.
deal here.
Mm.
Which I just I don't like it. And now I'm like thinking about it, like I'm like, yo, they could have just been all in one game. And then they did it like a third one with the Revelation, which added some shit. It's like, come on, man. So what are you doing?
They did
Well,
the
that's
full
kind of like
Pokemon
downloadable content.
experience.
Huh? Go ahead.
I said they did the full Pokemon experience, the
Yeah,
release the two, and then after a bit release a third one with extra stuff.
yeah. And it's not well. The third one is technically downloadable content, so it's not like a Pokemon Yellow, but still,
Mm.
it's like this is Fire Emblem was never a game you thought about doing this. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's like deal with like Zelda did it that one time with the whole,
Mm.
Oracle seasons and
Oracle
whatever
Ages, yeah.
time or something. It's like fine, and that turned out to be pretty good. And it's like you didn't want to keep seeing that. It's like I didn't want. I was like, no, no. I don't know. Trying to make people buy two games, Joe. But this game is good. This is actually the first Fire Emblem I played. Like I never played the game, but I played this style of game before because I played Final Fantasy Tactics, and I also played. I had the game I forget the title of that was on the Sega Game Gear, back in the day. And yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, I know how to play this game. I played. I never really. Well, I did play Advanced Wars. So I borrowed it from you, but Advanced Wars was all right. It was a little too cartoony, though. Little kitty for me.
Those were
But
kids
it was
going to
okay.
war, Dominic. They were child soldiers. How dare
Yeah,
you?
yeah, but they were all smiling and happy there. That's like child soldiers would be. The kid was on the
Exactly.
battlefield, they'd be.
We wouldn't just send kids to war if they didn't want to be there.
But yeah, and I was like, okay, now I see what this is all about. So yeah, I do like this style of gameplay, and then with the story and the whole like outside the battlefield stuff you can do with the party. Like they have the little RPG elements there too, and you could have people get together and have kids, and you can take them to war and stuff like that. So yeah, it was kind of cool, but it was kind of weird because it's like you would have kids, but you still look like a kid yourself. So it's like you didn't grow up. But there was a story behind that, and I forgot what it was. Some anime bullshit, but it was a story behind why those people grew up so fast. And I was still trying to think: did you have kids the normal way? Did you like have sex, or was it like something else? I don't know. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look into that. I don't remember, but it was some weird shit with that. What else we got? We got Far Cry Primal came out. Okay. Oh, so this is
Yeah.
what you. I was wondering what you talking about
Yeah, that's
Primal. I
what I was
was.
thinking.
Oh, you were talking about Far Cry Primal. I was thinking about Primal, the game that came on PlayStation 2, with the gargoyle. I think it was a gargoyle. It's like a sidekick or something like that.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I see what you're saying. Like it was on PS4,
It was a
Xbox
little
One.
surprising to me that this came out a couple of weeks before the PC
Yes.
version on the
Yeah. Why the
PS4
PC?
and
It
the
didn't come out at the
one.
same time. Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But yes, this was the game that was this off the same map as Far Cry 4 or
I think it was something like that. Yeah.
yeah. Like some
It
people were
was
saying
using a
like,
map
oh,
again.
they say they just overlaid on the same map and just changed it. Uh like from that game. And yeah, I never played this one. This is one I actually never touched.
Yeah,
Like this,
which is
yeah.
this felt like they needed to do something different by that point. And initially, I thought this was like kind of a cool idea. You know, you're going to fight woolly mammoths and saber-tooth tigers. But I think at the time, like, and it's kind of crazy. I was telling you this earlier that we're now kind of looping back to when we were recording this podcast. I want to say we were talking at the time like they're going to be dinosaurs, right? Like that's why you do this game. You're going to fight dinosaurs. Obviously, like the man and the dinosaur at the same time thing. That's whatever. This is a video game. I want to fight dinosaurs. And then it came out like, no, you never actually fight dinosaurs. It's like,
Oh,
well, then this is a
and
waste of everybody's time.
well, Arc Evolved took that. They did that shit
Yeah,
and
exactly.
to the
They filled that
extreme.
role.
Yeah, yeah. Just that they did
Then
add
they
the
also
survival
made me
elements, which I don't
manage
like.
my bladder and my food level.
Yeah,
So
I
I
did
didn't want
not
to play
like.
that
I
either.
had to poop. Yeah, like I don't. That's the stuff I don't want. I don't care about. It's like take all that other
Yeah.
stuff out and just let me just fight the dinosaur and just ride it, and shoot lasers from his head. Like in
Exactly.
that old that was what was the old cartoon in it slash toys that had it with dinosaurs with
I
dino.
can envision them, but I can't think of the name.
Oh man.
Battle lizards or something like that.
That yeah, I was gonna say Dinobots, but I was like, that's actual Transformers called Dinobots. But they were like real dinosaurs, and they had laser stuff on them. Like they had like
Dino
you take
Riders.
Dino Riders. Yes, yes. So what? I want Dino Riders, man. But yeah, so yeah, this is Far Cry problem, and this is what they seem to do now. They were a big name Far Cry. Well, they did that a few times, like big name Far Cry, and then they have like a side middle one, like because even with 5, they had the one where Far Cry, what was it called, with the two girls,
That wasn't
twins or
Blood
whatever.
Dragon, right? That was what was that one called?
Uh, yeah, I forgot what it was called, but they had that one. They haven't had one for 6 yet, though. They haven't done a. I mean, if they are, if you want to do one, they probably just go to 7 at this point. Where are we at here? The Walking Dead Michonne episode 1 came out. This was the Walking Dead, almost like a side quest game. I was gonna say, but not really a side quest, but it's like a different story. You play as Michonne, the actual character from the TV show, and I believe she was in the comic too. But
Yeah,
basically, people are playing this game because of the TV show. So
100%.
yeah, it was short. It was only 3 episodes. I played them all. It was good. I enjoyed it. And this was damn. What came out first? Did this come out before Walking Dead 2?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Okay,
believe so.
okay. So yes, this is a good like hold over to Walking Dead 2 come out or whatever. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good. I mean, this is when Telltale, man, they were cranking them up, man. They were always had a game coming. It was the good
Oh
times,
no,
dang.
this came out after season 2
Oh,
of The
okay.
Walking Dead, but before
Oh,
season 3.
all right. So yeah, this is like yeah. So to keep people who are just big Walking Dead fans, they have something still to play. They're like finish Walking Dead 2, but they just were looking for another
Yeah,
Walking Dead,
jeez.
and they had this short one.
Because 2 ended in August of 2014. This came out in February of 2016. And then 3 came out December of 2016.
Okay. So yeah, it was a good horror for 3 then. I should say then, because by now you already knew it was coming out. All
It's
right.
crazy. Forgot how many seasons of this there were. I really fell off after that first season.
want to say it was 4.
Yeah, there were. Yeah.
Here's a big game that came out 10 years ago. Stardew Valley came
Yeah.
out 10 years ago. This game, I mean, I didn't play until the Switch came, and then I ended up getting a PC anyway, too. But yeah, this game, it was a huge, small little game. Uh, like a huge, small, but huge game. Like, I mean, small as in like one developer. So, game who made basically like what's it called, Harvest Moon type of
Mhm.
game, and they very. I mean, I guess you know what? I've never seen the old Harvest Moon because every time I think of Harvest Moon, I always think of PlayStation 2 and after. So like Super Nintendo Harvest Moon, I don't even know what it looks like. I guess maybe it looks. I don't know. Does it look similar to this type of graphics or something? I'm not sure.
Similar, but it's
Okay.
more like a be anime art style. The
Oh, okay.
characters are much bigger than the sprites in this one.
So like that's what this is similar this life basically simulation of you being a farmer and going to town and being tomed, and like I never really played the game like this. I never played Animal Crossing or anything. So this was sort of new. Like the closest thing I ever played was The Sims, just normal Sims. So playing something along like this was a little different, but still familiar somewhat. But man, it got really addicted, man. I was really into it. Like I was into like growing those crops and then go to town, like say, hey, today I'm just gonna go and talk to people in town and do stuff. And or today I'm gonna focus on like growing certain crops. Today I'm gonna go explore like in the dungeon or something that's in the back. And today I'm gonna try to get with that girl that looks cute or something like that. But it's like it's it was a nice game, and then to know like base essentially one person worked on this. I don't know what it is now, but I mean, for the beginning, one guy did this. I was like, damn, man, like it was deep. And I mean, I didn't come into the game until like it was quite a few updates, and I mean, and now like for being 10 years, they had a lot of updates. I mean, the community is been great around it too. Also, like I think they had some piece like article like New York Times or something recently, and now I know why they did because it was a 10-year anniversary. Yeah, I was wondering why they were talking
Yeah,
about Stardew
that
Valley.
makes sense.
Um, and that like this game is still it's still popular and it's still being updated, added new things. I think they added something about something where two of the characters could get married. That's in the game. The NPCs like that lives in the town. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, um, the game, man, it's like it's an awesome game, and yeah, I was surprised that I actually got like attached to it because I really wasn't really paying attention to it. I did. I mean, I saw it. I was like, okay, yeah. But then when I finally got a Switch, and I just thought, like, you know what, playing this on the go seems like all right. I used to take this to work, and I was playing a
Yeah.
lot on the Switch. Um, like that game, and yeah, that's and yeah, and when I went back, I think it was like either last year. I went back up Stardew Valley just to see what it was. I had to see all the changes because now they have it where they have like where you can even set up different scenarios at the very beginning of like what kind of farm you want to start off with and things of that nature. It's like
Oh,
God
cool.
darn, and it's like this, like the updates, and these are like free updates. So it's like, man, this game is really evolved from when I played it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Um, yeah, it's like that game. I think of that game like No Man's Sky. Like it's like, man, they really like those games. They keep going. Like it's like they keep going. Like you can take a break from those games and come back and see totally new shit.
Mhm.
All right. Well, oh, technically, this game is supposed to be down further. I got it up too high. um, so that's it for 2016. So now we're going to 2006, and I guess I'll start with this one since I see it right here. Fight Night Round 3 came out 20 years
Yeah.
ago. This was the first Fight Night for the next generation at the time. The new generation, I should say, because Xbox 360 is out. And like I remember just seeing previews of this and videos of it, how good it looked,
It
and
was
seeing it in
incredible.
motion. And it's like, man, it looked good too. It's like, man, it still looked good. And like you were saying, like the cheek ripple effects, man, like when you do the punch, the slow
Yeah.
motion punching
There's like
looks
that
so
one
good.
screenshot that just had like
Yeah, and yeah, man, it was like this is what when I saw that, it's like, oh, this is the new generation. This is next generation graphics right here, baby. It's like this is something I could not see on the PS2 or Xbox or GameCube. Maybe you might see it on DS. There, I think you can see it on DS. But nah, man. Like, yeah, that's when I finally like was like somewhat blown away by the graphics. Was really that game, and it wasn't. Yeah, and it usually be EA that does that. I mean, I used to like my football, like in the PS2 era. That's when I saw those graphics. Like, oh wow, man! I said, look awesome. Not so much in the 360 era. The the Madden did not do that. It was the Fight Night that did that. It was it's just a little weird that I mean it's weird that Madden didn't even do nothing like that, close to that. It's like they really did like that. They was like, we don't have no competition anymore. We don't care. It's just like with that franchise. While Fight Night, they're still trying to sell them. You know, you still got to try to sell people
Yeah.
fighting on the boxing game.
I think it was a little easier too. You know, you only had two models that you really needed to
Oh, I
worry
mean,
about at
yeah,
a time.
definitely easier.
And the
But
lighting on it. Yeah, I think that's what was most impressive about it. They just did like such a good job with the lighting because like I was starting to look through some of these images and I guess like they're showing me PS2 images for some reason. And those like I'm like, man, this game doesn't look as impressive as I remember it. And like it's just static images of the versus screen.
yeah,
But then I clicked through to get to the Xbox 360 and I saw like in-game, boxing match screens and I'm like, yeah, this is what I remember it looking like. It's probably a little blurrier than I remember, but like visually it's still pretty damn stunning.
yeah, it probably is. I mean, it also tells you it's kind of make me angry. Like, man, graphics haven't gone that much up, then, huh? But it's like I don't mean that. Even though some people say that, being in some ways it has it, but some ways it has. It all depends on the game and the company that worked on it too.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on like what you're looking at it on, right? Because like that's where a lot of the improvements as of late they try and sell you on at least, right? Like the HDRs and the ray tracings and all that. But the reality is you need so much more to see those improvements
Yeah,
that like you don't just have the smack in the face that you used to where it's like, oh
no,
yeah, this was 2D and
you can't.
3D.
Yeah,
This
it
was
sucks. You can't
polygonal,
look at
this is
YouTube.
smooth.
Yeah, you can't just look at
Yeah.
YouTube and see it. Like you have to have the technology to see it running real good
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, I actually see it in motion. It's like, wow, this looks really, really good.
Mhm.
Um, like because I have the hardware that can run it to make it look really good. While looking at the video of it, it's not as impressive. I mean, it looks I can see it look kind of good, but it's not impressive. Like I was looking at the Resident Evil, the Requiem stuff. Can they talk about that stuff they added with the PlayStation, the Pro, the PlayStation 5
Mhm.
Pro, the what's it called? I don't know what it's called, but they said they added it so more games can have it, but Resident Evil 9
Like the
has it now.
PSVR, PSVVR or whatever, like the variable
Yeah.
refresh rate stuff, right?
And because they were showing the difference on the screen when I was looking at Digital Foundry, and I was a little scared because I was looking at Leon. I said, Leon look ugly as shit. And like in the and this is a normal PS9. I mean, I said PS9. I mean, I think I was even on PlayStation 5. I was like, this is what he looks like. I said, why does he look so bad? And I said, they showed the other one. I said, yeah, it looks good, but I mean, he doesn't even look that bad on a PS5. But it also maybe if I play it, it doesn't look like that because that's what some people were saying too. Is like, does it really look that bad? Because some people said like I played it, don't look that bad. Is it because of is it something with the YouTube or something? Like I don't know. And like they showed the girl too, because I was like, wow, she looks. really bad up close right there. And then it showed like, oh, but with the PSR, look how good it looks. I said, I mean, I guess I'll be impressed, but I'm more impressed of how bad she looks on the PlayStation 5. That's what I was like. I'm thinking like I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing something weird here because I don't like the look of what it looked. I mean, I was like, I know they look better than that. I said, I know they don't look that bad. I said, because that doesn't look impressive at all, unless I'm seeing something different here. Like I don't know. All right, but anyway, so back to 2006. We also have Resident Evil Deadly Silence came out on the DS. Okay, what is this Resident Evil game?
This was a remake of the first game, but for the DS, it added things like touchscreen knifing, and I want to say there was like a map that they gave you on the top screen or something
Why they
like
call it
that.
Deadly Silence?
Because everything had to have the DS acronym in its name, and those were the two words that
Fucking
they could come up with.
serious? Oh my
Of course,
god!
yeah. that was the DS as a whole, Dominic. I've actually got that around here somewhere. I don't think I beat that version of it. I definitely played a decent amount of it though. I feel like I've heard people recently say like this is the best version of that original game, because obviously there's the remake, which, blows most versions of the game away, but it's not necessarily true to what that game was when it released on the PlayStation. And this is a slightly better version of that.
Why is that? Why is this one better?
Why does it look better?
No, I said why. I didn't say look better. I mean, I said why is this one better? You say this is the best version of that
Because
game.
I think partially it does look and run a little smoother, despite the fact that we're talking about DS, stuff here. And then you do have, I think there was some additional content in there.
All right. So next game we got here is Rub Rabbits. Yeah, you gotta tell me about this. It's not like a
This is
sexual game.
another. It was. I feel like. Okay, that's actually okay. In North America, it came out. All right, because like this was around the time the DS had just come out relatively recently, I believe. No, the DS was released anyway. I thought this was earlier in the DS's lifespan for some reason. Because I feel like I remember getting this game as part of it. Oh no, I think this is the sequel to the other one, maybe. See, now I'm confusing them. But basically, this was a Sega game. You played as like this silhouette guy that was trying to impress a woman, and you were doing a lot of touchscreen antics to impress her. It was basically one of these games that actually utilized all of the DS-ness of the DS, the touchscreen, the microphone, and the two-screen nature of it all. Okay, it's a prequel to Feel the Magic XYXX, which is the game that launched around the time. So yeah, part of that same series, but yeah, the game that I'm like
Called Where
mostly
Babies
thinking
Come From in Japan.
Look, man,
Game about
Sega had some interesting ideas back in the day.
Like it's called Akachan wa Doku Karo Kuna, which is Where Do Babies Come From in Japan.
Hell yeah, they know what's up.
It's just like humping like rabbits or something like that. Maybe that's what it's like.
That's yeah. I mean, if you look at the cover of the first game too, it's just a sexy lady silhouette in a bikini, and even on the cover of this one, it's just a woman in jeans.
She got a bikini top
on. Yeah. Yeah, they knew what they were doing. But really what it was kind of a series of a lot of fun mini games that tied together a very loose narrative about you trying to get in a relationship with this woman.
Man, but the Metacritic is 68. That's pretty low. I see, like,
Yeah, I'm surprised, especially when you look at some of these scores, because you have
yeah, they're
an
all over the place.
IGN at 8, a Nintendo Power at 8, Game Informer even 7.5,
GamePro got a
Eurogamer
four and a
an
half,
8.
almost a full five. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like
The
Eurogamer,
score is being
yeah.
brought down by the Times, Dominic, who gave it a 1 out of 5
The
stars.
times. What the hell?
Get their score out of here. They don't. It's
That's
probably
the
about
British, and that's
6.2.
the British newspaper.
Oh,
That's not
Jeff
even.
Gersman gave it a 6.2. Come on, Jeff. What are you doing? That's why they
Oh
fired
man.
you from GameSpot. It wasn't Kane and Lynch, Dominic. It was Rub Rabbits.
All right. What else we got here? We got Mark Echoes getting up contents under pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently you like this game, so
I
why is it so
okay,
good?
Dominic. So you gotta understand where I was in my life at this time. I was never really a person that was wearing Mark Echo's, clothing or anything like that. But the main character in this game is voice acted by Talib Kweli, who is a rapper. And at the time, I probably would have told you that he was my favorite rapper. I liked Talib Kweli a lot at that time. He's what they would consider back in the day backpack rappers, a guy that was talking less about like chains and jewelry and crimes and stuff like that, and was talking more about politics and loving the art form of rap and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I know
so I
Talib. I like him.
Yeah, so I was very much into him. I was very excited when I found out about that being a part of that, and it was like, oh, cool! It follows like the life of a graffiti artist. That wasn't something I was getting into, but it was something that like I appreciated the art form of it all. And the game itself was mostly a relatively generic action, not quite platformer, but there was some jumping around, but 3D action game basically. There was some relatively okay combat and some jumping around, and then you had to do your different movements on your thumbsticks to get your spray cans,
So what did you have like
ready to
different
go.
Mark Echo gear to wear? Like what was
I think they actually did have like, okay, you can switch out clothes. Um, I want to say, but you were definitely branded. You had your Mark Echo attire on, for sure. I'm trying to think if he's like actually in the game in some way, shape, or form. I'm trying to think of also. I want to say like, what's Eddie Murphy's brother's name who passed away? Charlie Murphy.
like
I want to say like Charlie Murphy played like your white friend or something like that. He was a big fat white guy. Um, it was a crazy game. It very much was like a time and
I
place
should have gave
game.
it a chance.
They're gonna remake it, Dominic. They're gonna remake it. They got to. What's
Mark
Mark Echo doing
Echo.
nowadays? He's not in the
I don't
Epstein
know.
files, right?
I don't know. Is he still cool with 50 Cent?
If he's not, there's gonna be a documentary about him on Netflix soon.
All right. What we got here? We got Black. The guys who did Burnout made a first person shooter about guns. I beat this
Yep.
game and I don't remember anything about it. I remember shooting. I do remember shooting. That's what I remember. Yeah, it was under EA too. Because yeah, I think Criterion was under the was specifically under them at this point. Um, but yeah, this is like their first game other than Burnout. Like after Burnout, and like that was like the big surprise. Like, oh, you go from Burnout to a first person shooter, and I mean, it was all right. I mean, it got 79 on PS2, 77 on Xbox.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it, but it was just something memorable because, like I said, I just remember like just shooting guns. I don't know what I was fighting. I'm like, what are we supposed? Like, what's the story? Like, let me
I
see the story.
remember Red Barrels, Dominic.
It's something.
That's what I remember.
Black is set in Gus and Gusia and
Sounds made up.
Chechnya, Russia. The
Okay.
protagonist is Sergeant First Class Jack Keller, an inadequately disciplined member of a CIA Black Ops unit. The
Oh
unknown
no.
interrogator questions Keller about an armed smuggling terrorist organization named the Seventh Wave, who have been responsible for a number of terrorist attacks and homicides. The interrogator explains that unless Keller cooperates, he and his actions will be declassified, meaning he will be convicted at court martial, dishonorably discharged, and imprisoned for life. Though initially resistant, Keller agrees to tell his story. All right. So okay, so CIA go through some shit and blah blah blah. Uh, and the game ends with Keller being told to get ready for his next assignment, which never comes because I don't know. I don't think a Black 2 ever happened. Not that I remember.
I want to say it was in the works, but got canceled.
Okay. Well, future here it is. In an interview, Stuart Black revealed that plans for a sequel was underway, but were scrapped due to differences with Electronic Arts. Stuart Black and many other developers of Black. That's why it's called Black, Dan, because Stuart Black. Not because it's a Black
Uh,
Ops. It's developers of Black worked on Body Count, a spiritual successor to the game, which developed by Codemasters, was released on PS3, Xbox 360 in 2011. Oh, so I got to play Body Count. Okay, I'll play Body Count then, Daniel. I do remember, yeah, Body Count being talked about like the black guys. The black guys, yeah, black
body.
guys played
Yeah, the
it.
black guys.
All right, what else we got here? We
I
got
don't
the Lord
remember
of Rings.
body count at all. Jeez.
The Lord of Rings, The Battle of Middle Earth 2 was released. This was the sequel to the strategy Middle Earth game. It's a game that I
Okay.
always wanted to have, but I had never had a PC to play it. I mean, now that I
Mhm.
got one, but it's like, man, it's just so many other games to show I want to play. But this is like one of those strategy games that I always wanted to play, like that and Empire at War, which also came out. Damn, that came out in the same month as the sequel to that. Oh, damn. I always thought Empire of War came out like before First Middle Earth. I guess it didn't. Um Battle of Middle Earth. Wow.
Hmm.
But yeah, Empire of War and Battle of Middle Earth was two games. No, Battle of Middle Earth actually two. They actually did come on console, didn't it? I think that actually there was a 360 version of that one.
Yeah, that
Because
sounds right.
yeah, my cousin had it. Because I was like, oh, I want that game. But I think I always wanted it. I think, yeah, it was hard to get because by the time I wanted it, it wasn't really sold, and I don't think it ever went down in price. And then I didn't have a PC. Yeah, I also still didn't have a PC to play the like graphically to play that version of it. So I was always felt lost out. I was like, oh, I'm always left out of that. But yeah, those are two games I wanted too, and now I can get them. And well, technically, you do have Empire of War. I know that. I can play that now if I wanted to, but
Mhm.
time is
But I don't.
time is the problem now.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, those. I mean, come on, those universes. Like, it just makes sense to have a war strategy game based on them. Like, it makes total sense, and not that Gungan war strategy game shit that they made doing freaking Star Wars Empire, the Phantom Menace. I remember, like, yeah, my dad had, like, I don't think he probably would have had a demo of it or something. I was like, what, the Gungan War? It's like, oh my god, that's it. And I mean, it was. I mean, to me, I think at the time I thought it was pretty cool. It's like, oh, it's gonna be like Warcraft with Gungans, with Gungans. And now I think about it, it's like, oh, that's the worst thing you could do. You could just did like they could have been one of the people you have on the during the war, but like you don't want just Gungans. Like who the fuck wants just to have that as their main like race? Um Also MLB 06, the show came out. David Ortiz was gonna find this one. This is the big deal because this is the first to show. This is the very first one. This is when they really revamped baseball. I forgot what it was called. I think it was just called what was it? I forgot what it was called. the PlayStation Major League Baseball, but whatever. But anyway, um,
A triple play, right?
no, Triple Play was EA. It was I know it's 989 Studios used to do it. I just forgot what the name was, but
No.
yeah, they revamped it and it was great and like it got good ratings and it was a game like one of the best sports games like for what it was. And then when they added my player, I don't know if my player was in this one. I'm not sure, but I remember having this one. I know I had the '06 game because I saw the reviews for it. I remember getting it, and I think I actually got it off the PlayStation loyalty thing. You know what we used to do at
Oh yeah. Yep.
Target. That's how I actually got it too. Um,
Nice.
and and that game was great. And now people are really upset. Now people are really upset with it because it's been like so many years and they feel like it hasn't been improved enough. Even though it was one of those games that used to improve a lot at the time, but they've become stagnant. Like this whole generation has really become stagnant. Like this in the PS4, it. I mean, it's. I mean, I really like the sports game. I mean, I like baseball, but in all honesty, like that game should have been really improved. I mean, I give them this. They do have different announcers. Like they did. I remember when they changed the announcers in the PS4 era. Like I forgot what year it was, and like that was cool. They did add you can play a female in the game, which was a big deal. And I mean,
Mm.
graphics technically did get better in this generation, but it is, I mean, minimum compared to what has been done before. Like it is a lot of improvement they need to do. And unfortunately, it's the only one though. There's only one out there, so they can be stagnant. And it's not a bad game, but I know that it could be really, very much improved. All right, so now we're going back 30 years, Daniel. 30 years ago, Super Mario RPG Legends of the Seven
Yeah.
Stars came out in 1996. And this man, I remember my sister, she had this game. And
Mm.
I, I want to say she uh, probably played barely nothing of this game, Daniel. Nothing. And I just wanted to know, like this. I want to know who her freaking godmother was. So I want to talk to her. Like, because I want to be like, you wasted so much money giving this girl these games that you could have just gave to me, even though you know nothing about me.
Yeah.
But I would have played those games and beaten them multiple times.
Appreciate.
Yes, this girl, like, no, now she played games, but like this one was getting her all these games. Like she was interested. She didn't like no Final Fantasy. She didn't like Super Mario RPG. Come on now, like just give her Mario World is good enough, man. Um, and I think that's probably all she saw. She probably saw Mario, you know, and gave her that. And I was like, these games cost like what back in the day, like $70 or something like that. So you spent $70 on this thing, and she don't touch this game, you know. But yeah, I remember she had this, and I played it like over her place. I want to say this was it's gotta be like 97 or something like that. Yeah, like a year after it's been already been out a year or so, and tried it out. And I was like, oh man, this is pretty cool. Cause like this is like because I was already playing like Chrono Trigger and stuff
Mm.
on the emulator, and I don't think I touched Super Mario RPG. And like seeing that, I was like, oh my goodness, this is cool. This is like this is like a legitimate RPG. I honestly didn't really think about that. Like this being the Mario game and the way it was played. It's oh man, it looks so good. It looks like Donkey Kong. It has that what was it called? The graphics they use, the FX or whatever shit
Yeah,
it's
the
called for
3D
the
FX chip.
yeah. I was like, yeah, I liked it. Oh, I was so jealous that she had this. See, you got all these games here, and you don't do nothing with them. You don't do nothing. I used to always so jealous of that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but oh, so what's your? Did you have this game?
For me, it was my neighbor had this one, same neighbor that had Super Metroid, and it was always like one of those things where it was one of his favorite games. So it was always him convincing me, like, oh, instead of playing something multiplayer, you should watch me play this game. So I watched more of this game being played than I ever actually spent playing it myself. I
Yeah,
think I did eventually go back and play on the emulator. But yeah, my memories are basically watching it over someone else's shoulder. Um, but yeah, I do want to go and play the remake that they did for the Switch. I think that would bring back some fond memories. But yeah, originally it was a while before I got around to playing it.
yeah. So now we're going back 40 years now, Daniel. 40 years, 1986. You weren't even born yet, Daniel. You were still in
Nope.
your mom's stomach. She didn't even know you were a girl boy yet. But um, The Legend of Zelda was released,
Yeah.
and man, this was huge. This was huge. I remember playing it when my brother got it. I don't know when my brother got it. It definitely. I remember him getting it, so I know it wasn't 1986. I know it wasn't one.
Mm.
So I'd like yeah, or less. Actually, technically less than one. I didn't even turn one yet.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when he got a Nintendo. Like how long he's been out when he finally got one. But I remember him getting Zelda, and I remember like playing it and not knowing what the hell to do. Basically in that game. I used to just walk around the world and just see a monster and I'll just try to hit it or something like that.
Yep.
But I
And
didn't know
then get
what to
killed.
do. I just remember watching him play it and play Zelda and something like that. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't really that impressed. Like I was like, oh, okay, cool, Zelda. I mean, I was just impressed with video games. Period. I mean, that's what it was. It wasn't that really not impressed. It's like I was just impressed. Anything that was a video game on the screen, I wanted to try it, even if I didn't know how
Yeah.
to do anything with it. Like eventually, I'll get bored if I really can't go anywhere. But I would still try it though. I was still every now and then I'll put it in. It's thinking like, okay, maybe next time I'll figure out what to do. I'll just luckily something happens. Like, well, I just go somewhere. And nope, I never really get that far in Zelda. And then I'll always tell my brother to do something for me and then get somewhere far and then I'll do something that I'll die. And I'll just watch him or I just watch him. Sometimes I didn't mind just watching him play. Um but yeah, but Zelda, like this was the like one of the biggest action RPGs, and man, I mean, it really grew from there. And like Zelda 2 just really was just so different. I mean, first it
Hmm.
was like side scrolling, which as a
Yeah.
kid I liked that because I understood what was going on. I was like, oh, I know side scrolling. I
Yeah.
understand side scrolling games, but nope, I didn't understand that game either. I didn't get that far in that game either. So, um,
Yeah, that one
but
always felt more convoluted from all the stuff I've seen since. You
yeah,
have to do like all this stuff that you know exactly precisely like what spot to kneel in and things like that. Similar thing they did to Castlevania.
yeah, I would have. Yeah, my brother, he just knew how to do that shit, man. Yeah, Castlevania was another game he had too, man. Like
Yeah.
he had all those games. Um, but yeah, I never did beat. Yeah, never in my life I beat this original Zelda. I never got.
No.
I mean, I never went back because if I'm gonna
I don't
go
think
back
I've
to,
ever progressed in that game really. Like you said, I would just go around the world and try and attack enemies and then eventually get killed. I don't I don't really have much interest in going back now at this point,
yeah,
especially 'cause
that's what I'm saying. I
there's
wish,
no like modern version of it. Like
and
this
that's what
is a
I
game
want.
I'm a little surprised.
That's what I want. I want a modern version of this. I want a
You know,
modern
some
version of
people
this game.
tell you that Link to the Past is effectively, like a remake of that first game, but it's very much not.
Yeah, it's not. It's really because yeah, if I'm thinking about going back, it's that one I'll go back to. Not this one. And two is I don't know. Maybe like two is just so weird. I mean, maybe I'll try it, but I probably just end up being like, oh, this is stupid.
Oh yeah, I
then,
would bounce off that immediately. I mean,
yeah,
I would probably keep a guide open right next to me, but like, what's the point then? If that's the case, I'll just
yeah.
watch a video of it
That's a game that needs to be a remake in something like that. Like, just
and an
remake that game.
improvement. Yeah, so
Yeah,
reimagining. Um, yeah, because I mean, I did that with Metroid, right? Like, I eventually went back and was like, oh, I'm gonna play this game this way. It's like I didn't find any real enjoyment out of that. I'd much rather have played, Zero Mission or with the second one, one of those two. They had the fan one and they had the official one, and I had much more fun with both of those than I did with going back and playing the Game Boy version of that game.
all right, so that's it. Well, that's it as far as games and anniversaries. Because now we're in a new month, and yeah, we're gonna try to squeeze this all in on this podcast. So now we're in a new month, and we are doing covers for March. So video game covers, magazine covers for March, and so now we're going back to 2016, 10 years ago, on the front of Edge, and we got Doom Monster. I'm looking at the Doom Monster one first. And up here, what's this monster called?
I think that's the Cyber Demon.
Oh, okay. The Cyber Demon. There's not really much there to talk about. He looks ugly, looks scary, looks vicious. He looks like
Not
if
as
I ever
naked as
really.
he used to be, Dominic. He used to be
Huh?
very naked.
Yeah, he has no genitals. I guess, yeah, devils have no genitals. Um, well, I think that's being, but actually that's a thing. Like the devil, yeah,
Yeah, it's
devil,
canonical. Nah,
yeah,
the
it
devil
is
had a big
canonical.
old
Like
dick
like
in
angels don't
Dante's
have genitals.
Inferno.
I seen it in on what's it called? The one with Matt Damon and
Oh yeah,
uh,
Dogma.
yeah, Dogma, yeah. I think they're just same thing. And there's the Demon Slayer. He has genitals, but he's wearing pants. Well, metal pants.
Thank
That's gotta
goodness for
be
that.
some awful chafing. But But yeah, Doom. It's brutal return to the FPS that started it all. Yep, this is the new iteration of Doom that we know now. That's real popular and awesome. Also, they have up here the Division, Oculus Rift versus Valve, and the Climb. Climb, the Climb. Almost feel like
Yeah,
is
that
that an
was the one
Oculus
where
Rift
you
game?
just climb. Yeah,
Okay, okay, then I know what it is. Then because they had is that
and
the
you
one that had
reach
a
with your
sequel?
hands. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, then yes, I played that game. Yes, and I have fallen many times. Many times. Yes, and you if you fall in a rift, you fall in real life.
Yeah,
Daniel. You
I get
die
it.
in real life. That's
Well,
what they say in dreams. Like if you ever fall and you land, you die in your dreams. I would like, how do you know that? Who told you that? It's like who died and came back and said I died because I fell in my dream. I hit the ground because I have hit the ground. I have hit the ground. I not a lot. Most times I don't, but I have. And I have felt something that's similar to pain, but not really pain. Like it's
mm,
not the same kind of pain, but it feels something. I didn't like it, but it wasn't that I didn't think I was gonna. For some reason, I didn't know I was dreaming, but I also knew I wasn't gonna die. I don't know. It was weird. But anyway, what they reviewing here? The Witness, Firewatch, XCOM 2, Darkest Dungeon, Oxenfree, Gemini, Heroes Reborn. I remember that game, Gemini. Um, Beyond Burnout. The creators of the legendary racer take up golf. They're doing golf too? What golf game they do?
yeah, they did. What was that thing? Golfing dangerously.
Was it on Outlaw Golf? The new Outlaw Golf?
Nah, that's initially that's what I thought about, but I forget what they called it. What's that developer called? Like Burnout Dev.
Oh, Criterion?
Yeah, Dangerous Golf is what it was
Dangerous
called.
Golf. Oh, okay. All right. So now we go to Game Informer in 2016, and look at them. with their Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
I want to say it is.
Before
And
we knew
man,
how awesome the movie was going to be, Dominic.
yeah, yeah, that looked cool. It had two covers, and they look that's pretty neat.
I
Yeah, I'm
mean,
like,
that's literally the best part of the movie. So, like, I get it.
oh yeah,
Lightsaber fight in the woods where Rey doesn't actually have the lightsaber. Finn has the lightsaber. And then they wasted all that potential, Dominic.
and then it's so oh my god that whole freaking sequel is like the sequels like the story overall it's just such a mess because it's like so he is then you find out like oh he does feel the force but then he never really says it in the movie though like he says I want to tell you something Ray in the last movie and he never tells her and then I gotta look online and learn that oh it's because he was going to tell her he has the force uh and I said but why doesn't he never say it like why is that edited out or not put in the movie? What it's like this makes no sense. Like well, I mean, I guess we have like well, two different directors. One where like you said, told he could do anything he wants in the second one, and then the other one just undo it's just man.
They
Wow,
never
like
had
I
a
just
plan, Dominic.
it's so weird. It's like, dude, all you had to do was copy what the Marvel people did. Like they plan the shit out. It's like have what you want done. Like this is what the story is.
This
Now
is
you
where
can
we're
direct
leading
it,
to. Yeah.
and you can direct it like you want, but this is the story. You can't change this. This can't be changed. But no, the Legos games were cool. I actually never played the Force Awakens ones. Like, of course, I played the latest one, which has all of them,
Yeah.
but I never played the Force, just the Force Awakens one, which you can get like the every now and there's a sale on that gold edition one. I be seeing for like single digit bucks. So I would
Oh,
have to
yeah.
do it every now and then.
Nice.
All right. So now we're going. So that's it for like 2016. So now we're going back 20 years, 2006, and we got EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly, and I had this cover, this specific one right here, with Kingdom Hearts 2 on the front, the white one.
So you
Got
had the
hit.
bland one. Got it.
Uh, well, yes, I was kind of yeah. I was a little bad. I had this is the one I got. And actually, I want to know was it that I bought this one or did this come in the mail? I want to say it came in the mail. I think I actually had a subscription. So yeah, I think I was kind of mad. I was like, they give me at least a Halloween. They're gonna give me no other one. Uh, she didn't want the Tron one, so I actually would rather have this one, the Tron one. But anyway,
Yeah.
the yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. It's huge. It's improved. It's awesome. Hands-on preview, exclusive screens, new info on the US version inside. Plus, they had an interview with Nintendo's tough guy. I
That'd
guess
be
that
Reggie,
was
right?
Reggie. It's gotta be Reggie. And or Wario. Where I mean Waluigi or Waluigi's. Um, Silent Hill the movie. Oh, what? Oh, I guess yeah. I guess this is when the movie first comes out. Damn. Um, Xbox 360 reviews and previews, and Game of the Year awards and more. Silent Hill, the first movie, was that known to be good?
I'm trying to think of which one. I like one of them. I can't remember if it was
Because
I
I'm
want to say
thinking if
second one.
okay, but now I'm just saying if it was the first one, would that be like one of the like first early like good game movies? Like what other game movie?
See, I tell you, Dominic, that I like it. I don't know that it was liked necessarily.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Okay,
well,
I
because
think
some
this
people
was,
actually do like Resident Evil, the first movie, even though I think
yeah,
it was crap. Yeah, so I guess
yeah.
that's not. Yeah,
So, yeah, I like this one. I think it is the first one. It's from 2006. You know, they're coming out with a new one this year.
a movie.
Yeah.
What's it based off of? Or is his own story?
Actually, I'm sorry, it already came out and has an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right.
So let's
It did
pretend like it
awesome.
didn't come out.
It's better than
Let's
7%.
pretend like that never happened.
Oh yeah, let me look at these other covers here. Oh yeah, I'm trying to click on it. Oh yeah, this Halloween one looks. Yeah, the Halloween one really
Yeah,
nice.
Halloween Town. You got your
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
And then of course, yeah, Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat.
That was really one of the big things of like the big worlds for this game. Like seeing like this black and white world with the original Mickey Mouse and everything. Yeah, I think that was cool.
They go to the effort of actually changing Sora's face to fit in with
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I wish they did a black guy in there too to see what they do. Say, hey, what you gonna do with the black guy?
You don't want that. No, you don't want that.
Put the big lips.
Nope.
Darn, man, I'm trying to click on. All right, here we go. Yeah. The Tron. The Tron world was cool. I mean, it was all right. I would say it was okay. But I mean, just
they like dorky as hell on this cover, though, Dominic.
Yeah, they do. I mean, Tron looked dorky as hell. I mean, it looked weird.
That's true. That is very true. That was true.
Yeah, like the early Tron.
Because this would have been before Tron Legacy, right?
Yeah, Tron Legacy was not a thing. We didn't even know it was going to be a thing.
Yeah, God, that was 2010. So yeah, 4 years later.
But we had no guarantee. Put it like that. We had no guarantee it was going to be a thing. Hell, they didn't start filming. Like, I don't consider it a thing until they start filming. Because they always say, oh, we're doing a movie. I don't know how many times shit. We heard about Halo for how long?
That just turned into a TV show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know if Steven Spielberg is he producer of that or something. I don't think so. All right. So that's it for EGM. So now we're going to PlayStation, the official PlayStation magazine. And look, it's black. And it's got a bullet hole in the magazine. And that is not part of the cover. That's actual real bullet hole in this magazine.
It's just was shipped into a bad neighborhood, dumb.
Yeah.
That saved somebody's life, though.
Exclusive first review of Black, the last great PS2 game. Damn. No, it still had Kingdom Hearts to come out, and it was other.
They said what they said, Down. This is the U.S. PlayStation magazine. Ain't nobody cares about Kingdom Hearts 2.
Whatever. Hands-on Tomb Raider Legend, PS2 and PSP.
Which I didn't realize that game came out on the PS2 because, to me, that's an Xbox 360 game.
Well, see, that's what I find weird because I'm like, based on the graphics, why didn't you? When I played that game, man, I said, man, this game looked like shit. It looked like a PS2 game, and it was. You bought a PS2 game with a 360, Daniel.
Extra $10, probably.
It's like I was joking.
I like that game a lot.
I never actually played it, honestly. I never played that one.
I think that's the first good Tomb Raider game.
Because it must not be that good.
That and then Underworld. Those were the only two good Tomb Raider games up until that point.
PS3 games and info. And we have 9 PS2 demos, including Onimusha 4. Hey, we're still waiting for the new Onimusha to come out this year. Sonic Riders. Look at that, Daniel. This was great. This is one where there was on the boards, the hoverboards or whatever.
I'm sorry I didn't highlight that as part of our look back at the games, Tom. Knew how excited you were to talk about it.
All right. Now we got Game Informer. I had this one magazine, BioShock, on the front of here, man.
Yeah.
Carrying the what was the little girl called? Little Sisters, whatever
they're called.
Daughters. Okay. A smart and twisted first-person adventure for the creators of System Shock 2. That did nothing for me. When they always said that, and I was like, I don't know what that game is.
I didn't know anything about System Shock.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what this game is, whatever, but this Bioshock looks pretty good. In a world beneath the ocean, a paradise was born. Then humanity's search for perfection became an obsession. Um,
That game's so
Also, oh
good.
yes, Stranglehold, John Woo's epic for PS3, Xbox 360, and PC unveiled. That's what game I never played it. Never played
That
Stranglehold.
was a cool looking game, but yeah, I never played it either. I think there
Oh,
was
you
a
never played
demo
it either? I thought you played
360.
it.
Yeah, I think I played the demo and that was it. Unless I like rented it from Gamefly.
It's a 7 for Square Enix in 2006. We explore Kingdom Hearts 2 and 6 other new games from the RPG masters.
They can't release 7 games in 1 year. No way.
Man, those were the days, Daniel. Those were the days. We got close with Dot Edu
Yeah.
releasing games.
Yeah, and look at how big those games are compared to AAA games.
The humongous. Those are some big 2D worlds, Daniel. All right, that's it for 2006. Now we're going to 1996, where we got GamePro. And we got Skeletor, Naked Skeletor, the front of here.
Gotta have
What
a
is his
fighting
name?
game character.
What's his name? What's his name?
Oh, what
Skull?
is his name?
Not Skull.
Would you say?
It's a
No.
Skull. But no, it's not that. It's Scar. R. His name's R. Matey.
Because he's a pirate, obviously.
Damn! What the hell is his name?
Spinal.
Spinal. Yes, I never get the S. Spinal. Yes. What's his real like? Before he changed to a skeleton, what was his name? Was his name always Spinal?
It was always Spinal. Yeah. It's ironic that he turned into a spine.
Yeah. Exclusives: Killer Instinct 2. Oh, look at Ultra 64 games. Still calling it Ultra 64, and it's still not N64 yet.
Yep.
Got Pilot Wings 64. Star Wars: Shadows of the Empire. Also, play games online with PC Game Pro, Descent 2, The Terminator Future Shock, Rise 2, Resurrection. Rise 2. I wonder what that is.
The sequel to Rise 1, obviously.
Yeah. Also, they got Ultra 64 games. What's in store for the Nintendo 64-bit game machine? Look, you got the name right there. Nintendo 64. Just take it. Take out the
Oh no, I
S.
like the name Ultra Mario 64. That's pretty sweet.
I mean, that is cool. I mean, Ultra 64 is like it's very 90s.
Yeah.
It's very,
I mean, what's better than Super Ultra?
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Ultra Mario.
Oh man, they should have called it the Ultra Switch, Dominic.
And they got pro reviews for Gex for the Saturn, Shockwave 2 for the 3DO, Toy Story for the Super Nintendo, NBA In the Zone for PlayStation, Samurai Showdown 3 for the Neo Geo, and Street Fighter Alpha for the PlayStation. Look at these consoles, man. 3DO, Saturn, Neo Geo. I mean, like, man, what a time to be alive, Danny. Have all these things here.
Yep. All those pieces of trash that cost way too much money.
Also, X-Men on the Saturn. I don't know what X-Men
I can't believe they had
though.
us fooled that those were actually relevant things at the time, Dominic.
I think is that X-Men fighting game, maybe? Was that X-Men action game on Saturn? What X-Men game was it? Yep, that's about it. I think that's that. I don't think I missed anything. And we got one last cover here from Game Informer. Resident Evil. My friend actually had this magazine. I remember because I remember seeing this, and I remember seeing it in the GameStop stores. Well, it wasn't called GameStop. It was called Funko Land, maybe still. I think it was still called Funko
Land
Land.
or Babbage's or one of those.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it was called GameStop by then. I forget. It was a name. It was a name on the store. But But Game Informer, they got Resident Evil. Prepare for the adventure of a lifetime. Look at these drawings. Look at Chris and Jill and Barrett.
That Chris couldn't punch through a boulder, Dominic, in the middle of a
He
volcano.
couldn't. No, but he was the master of unlocking.
No, Jill was the master of unlocking.
I just swore she said Chris was master of unlocking. He said Jill.
Maybe she says that Chris is master of unlocking. Jill was going to be a Jill sandwich.
No, well, Barrett is the one who said it. Now he said one of them was. And what was her name again? The other girl. She had her own game.
Oh, what was her name? That's not Claire, right?
No, Claire is Leon. Is Chris's sister. She was with Leon.
Yeah. Right.
Which they need to do.
Rebecca. That's Rebecca Chambers.
Yeah, Rebecca. Yeah. They need to do a Code Veronica freaking remake.
They'll get there, Dominic. Don't you worry.
And the Resident Evil first person shooters, since they can do first person now.
They might not get there, Dominic. Sorry.
That was a good story, man. I mean,
they still got zero to do.
Actually, I mean, it was a story. I ain't gonna say it's a good story, but it was watchable. I watched it.
There you
go. Battle Arena, Toshiden 2, In-Depth Booze and Guide Review.
Hell yeah. I'd loved Battle Arena Toshinden when I would go over to my buddy's house and play his PlayStation.
That's the swords,
it was
right?
Just like, yeah. It was 3D fighter. It was
like you could kill people with like one hit or something like
that. No, that was Bushido Blade.
That's
Battle
Bushido
Arena
Blade.
Toshinden was basically like Tekken, but with weapons. And you had kind of silly characters. I'm trying to think of the one. I think there was like one that was like basically just Michael Jackson.
He had a weapon?
Yeah. Or was he like Prince? I can't remember. It was ridiculous though.
Plus Clockwork Knights 2. Experts. Look how they did expert. Magic Carpet. And Interplay's VR Sports Line. The only game I know from this title is Magic Carpet. Like I do remember that Magic Carpet, advertisement. But I don't remember Experts. I want to say, is this the anime fighter or something? Clockwork Knight? I don't know. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Clockwork Knight. Let me see. No, that is a platformer. Silly looking knight guy.
Oh, is he? No, not what I was expecting at all. All right.
Yeah,
I know nothing about that.
See,
this is what I'm telling you, Dominic. This is Saturn trash. They're trying to convince us that these consoles mattered, and they did not.
Look at, this is just like Mario. I mean, look, that's Princess Peach just in the blue dress.
How dare you? Yeah. This is poor man's Toy Story.
It's knight, and he's a knight, and like he's a like the what's the knight called on Capcom? The one with the underwear goes in the underwear.
Oh, the guy from Ghosts and Goblins.
Goblins, yeah, Maximo or something like that.
Yeah, Maximo.
Yeah, he's just a Maximo with the mustache. And
I don't think so, Dominic. Look at this guy. He looks French.
All right, man. So that's it for the flashback segment. So we're gonna take a quick break. We'll get back. We'll get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get to the gaming news. What we got, Dan?
All right, Dominic. First up, this kind of came out of nowhere, but news breaking on social media. Wolverine is coming out September 15th, 2026. So yeah, now we know. It feels like it obviously had to come out this year, but we haven't really seen it that recently. So it's kind of like the new Spider-Man movie is coming out this year in July. and there hasn't been a trailer for that. So it feels like it snuck up on me. And this feels kind of similar. Like I knew it was coming out this year. I figured it had to come out before Grand Theft Auto, which do we have a firm date for Grand Theft Auto? I can never
not
remember
a firm
anymore.
Date. Not a firm date.
It's just like fourth quarter or holiday 2026, right?
Yeah. They might move it up. They heard they might move it up to September 15th. They might move it up.
Exactly. And then you just have Insomniac hoping and praying. Oh no, it is November 19th, Dominic. There is a firm date.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you got to clear November. So this gives them a couple of months before that for people to run through this game. I mentioned it, I think, on one of our previous podcasts, but Jason Schreier is reporting now that, PlayStation is moving away from doing PC ports for their games. So we most likely won't see Ghost of Yotai or Wolverine or any of their future stuff for a while, at least coming to the PC.
Sucks.
It does. I definitely think it has something to do with one of the things we'll talk about at the end of the news segment here. But it does. It really sucks because not only do you not allow people that don't have PlayStations to play those games, and you always delayed them. So it was like eventually. So it really shouldn't have taken that many sales away from the PlayStation version. But you're also taking away what ends up being potentially a superior version. I say potentially, but in most cases, the ports have been very good.
Yeah.
So they add things
I
like
haven't heard of a worse. I haven't heard of one that's worse.
Yeah. So like we could live in a world where like you've released Bloodborne in this day and age, it would have came out on the PC and you could have had a 60, frame rate, 60 frames per second version of that game instead of what you got. That's what sucks about losing the PC ports. But yeah, Wolverine, Dominic, what's your excitement level? Are you like higher or lower than you were with Spider-Man? Are you less excited after Spider-Man 2?
I mean,
what do you think?
Well, I guess somewhat higher than Spider-Man 2. But no, I was before Spider-Man 2 came out, I was excited for it. Like it wasn't like after I thought it was a good game. I mean, it just overall it was a good game, but it wasn't as high.
It was just too idealized of a New York. It was too happy and giddy.
Yeah. But Wolverine, yeah, I'm still excited for this game. I'm still excited to play this game. So that should be cool. I just hope they don't.
Yeah, I'm hoping around summer, around E3 time, we'll see like some in-depth trailers and stuff like that and really get a feel for what that game's going to be. No, I think generally we know.
And I mean, I think it's what I know they're going to be pushing the PlayStation Pro look of it, which is fine, whatever. And I mean, I hope it still runs well. I mean, I feel like it shouldn't. That should be a problem. I usually don't see a problem with that with these games. On the PlayStation. I mean, as far as before Insomniac anyway. From Insomniac. So
yeah, geez, I never really thought about that. There is a better version of a PlayStation on the market right now than the one that I own. So what that's going to end up looking like, because we jumped from the PS4 playing Spider-Man to the PS5 and like, oh wow, this looks really nice, and now it's going to be like, oh, I'm playing the quote unquote inferior version. Whatever. I dealt with that all last generation. I think I can continue to deal with that, especially when you look at the pricing of a PlayStation 5 Pro.
Yeah.
All right, Dominic. We got in release date news as well. We got Capcom moving up Pragmata's release date a week to April 17th. It seems like people are pretty positive on what they played of that game. There is that demo out there. So you can give it a try. I still haven't gotten around to getting it on the Switch.
I don't know. I mean, like if I can get the whole game, I would play it. I don't know what's stopping me
Mhm.
from playing this. For some reason, I just don't. I just have the drive to do it, and it's not. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's like I do want to play the game though, but I want to actually try the. I just want the whole game. Like I just want the whole game,
Yeah.
but I also don't want to. I don't expect myself to buy it. Also, when
Mm.
it comes out either.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing. It's like I don't wish no ill will as gamer at all. If this was like a Game Pass game, man, like I would definitely play it.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that's what it is because I know it's not a Game Pass game and there is a demo. It's like I'm not buying this game anytime soon.
Mhm.
Like so, me playing the
So I can get
demo,
around to playing that demo anytime. I
yeah,
don't wanna
and
make
it's like
myself more excited about this game and
exactly.
then
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not gonna be buying this game at all. It's like that's the whole thing. Like the demo is like I want to try it to see if I really want it. Like
Yeah.
me, I'm like, dude, I got a whole lot of games.
I got
I
plenty on
can,
my plate already, yeah.
yeah, I know. I'll just let it go and see how people like it. Like I hope it turns out well though. I hope it turns out well because as much as I've been seeing the goddamn thing, I hope it turns out well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, and some other news. Speaking of a Sony franchise, Kena Bridge of Spirits that is making its way to Switch 2 in the spring.
Oh,
So
that's
that should
cool.
be relatively soon. Yeah, we had seen that game come out on the Xbox, even though it was initially published by Sony. It's cool that even though we're hearing news of like Sony pulling back on the PC stuff, that at least they're still letting some things leak out a little bit here and there. Um, I especially on the Switch 2, like the Switch 2 feels like it's such a different thing. And maybe it's not so much now that we have a system that is more competitive visually, when we're talking about things like Resident Evil being able to run pretty competently on the Switch 2. There was a time where it's like, why wouldn't you just release your games on the Switch 2 as well? Like, put Spider-Man on the Switch 2, put Wolverine on the Switch 2. As long as it's that much work, that's a lot of sales you could potentially get. And it's not Xbox, it's not your direct competitor. Um, so we'll see. I mean, I still want, especially Xbox, who's more open now as kind of just a publisher and occasional hardware maker. I definitely want to start seeing their games show up on the Switch 2 a lot more.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Switch 2, Dominic, we had a Pokemon Direct. Most of that stuff doesn't really pertain to us. They talked about Pokemon Sleep. They talked about Pokemon Cards. But they did show off a new trailer, a trailer for the next generation of Pokemon. I believe this is Gen 10 now, Dominic. Winds and Waves. So yes, matching what the leaks were. And people are going kind of goo goo gaga over the graphics of this thing, talking about how it finally looks like a modern game. When you put this side by side with with the last Pokemon game, you definitely go, oh wow, they have definitely taken steps to improve the graphics. But at the same time, if you just told me that this is what one of those last games look like, I would believe you, because it's not mind blowing here. It still looks like a pretty bland and flat Pokemon game, but as it turns out, they figured out how to add textures to things now. It seems like.
Yeah, like it's yeah, it's not really blowing it. Like honestly, I still I'm not pissed off or anything. I mean, I mean like I was with the last big one. I mean, not
Yeah.
count not the Arceus 2, but the one before that one.
Mhm.
But it but I'm just like, dude, until I see more gameplay, and if those Pokemon still sound like they're coming out of the Game Boy, I don't care, man. It's like I just don't care. Like
Yeah.
it's like y'all want to go cheat with it and stuff. That's fine. I'm I'm over it. I mean, I'm over. I'm like I'm just done. Like this is you're not gonna go I mean, not gonna take Pokemon further.
Yeah. You're not going to take the
And
series
yeah,
seriously.
yeah, it's like I'm just whatever, man. I was like, I'll just move on. I mean, I'm just move on from it and play some other game because it's just too much. I mean, it's too long. And like, I mean, it's too long that y'all been staying with this old technology. I mean, this old way of thinking with Pokemon. Like this, I'm sorry, it should be voice acting in the game. It should have a story that's a little. I mean, dude, I ain't saying you got to be like the Shawshank of video games or something, anything. But I mean, you should
Yeah.
have a story that's a little more, a little better, or something like that. Have something a little deeper meaning. At least like the goddamn TV show.
Yeah.
Um, like this.
That's why I
God
think
darn.
what
It's,
Pokopia is doing is kind of interesting because you do have this narrative of like Pokemon and humans are gone and hopefully there is some interesting, progression to that throughout the game and it's not just kind of a narrative hook to keep you going and you never actually find out what happened to the humans, but there's like journals scattered around from like Team Rocket members who are like, am I really the villain? I don't know. There's some interesting stuff there. So like carry that over into this game. Don't let the dragon warrior people, show you up there, or dynasty warrior people.
but also they also show doing this Pokemon like event thing where they talked about like the new like Pokemon game where it's kind of like these Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah. What is
spiritual,
that? The champions one, I think.
and I'm just thinking like, why is there a full whole game like that? That should just be part of the Pokemon games you have. I
You
don't.
got Pokemon perverts that need that, Dominic. That's why.
I don't understand because I'm like, what does Stadium do? I mean, the only thing at Stadium was that it
Yeah,
was
why
on
isn't that? Yeah,
64. It
it
wasn't.
was the console version, so it looked better, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So now
I can
you
finally see
have.
these battles in 3D.
So now we have it in 3D. You could just have the game, like in those games in there. Like I don't understand it. Like I'm confused by like what is this as its own game? Like this is going to be a $60 game, right? So what do you do in this game that is different from me that you couldn't have done in a regular Pokemon game? Like as first I was
Yeah.
in my mind I was thinking poking something like that towards the because I was thinking like, oh okay, like a fighting game. But then I was like, wait a minute, no, they tell you Pokemon Stadium. I said, but you can just do that in the Pokemon game. I just play against somebody online, or you can add more features to that. I don't care a DLC. I don't know, but it's like why would I don't need a whole game for that for just the battle
Yeah.
system? What the fuck does that even? That doesn't even make any sense. Why not just want a battle system?
I wonder. I don't know if it is a full price product, Dominic, because this is one that also appears on mobile. So I
Oh,
wonder if
okay.
it's like a free to play for
So
your
you just take your
Pokemon battling
Pokemon to this place
perverts.
that you got from those other games, and
Yeah.
you battle.
Or you can
Uh,
like rent ones like you used to be able to do in Pokemon Stadium or something like that. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, because you can connects the Pokemon Home, which yeah, you can import your Pokemon into that. But I wonder if this is like the free to play, bring your Pokemon, fight them online style thing. Why
and I
that
can see.
can't be part of the game? Well, I say why that can't be part of the game,
I'm
but it
saying like you could make the phone, you could make a phone app thing where it's like, hey,
yeah,
you can battle your Pokemon from your game, from your app or something like that. And I'm like,
exactly.
yeah, oh, okay, that makes sense. But still, I feel like why is that a whole like for like the game itself? I see it as a whole new thing for the phone, like you add to the phone. But for the
Yeah.
console, I'm like, yo, just go in a Pokemon world and I go to, hey, I want to fight these guys. I want to fight random people or whatever. Like it's
My only thing would be if it is in fact, a free to play thing. Obviously, they'd be trying to open up a bigger audience to the battling portion of it. But yeah, obviously the people who have the game already, who are importing their character, yeah, why wouldn't they just be able to play through the game as it exists?
Well, then why even make this then? Like, if it's just a free to play, like what? So what are they charging? What are they charging people to do then? Like,
I would
how they go
imagine
get
it's
how they get their
basically
money?
hooking them into the ecosystem to then potentially buy the game or, sign up for home. Cause I think home is, it's a monthly fee
Oh, it's a
situation.
monthly fee for that.
Yeah, I think that is. Or at least there's a
Oh yeah,
premium
that's a
plan, which
no.
is
Yeah,
a month is $3 or 12 months is $16.
if you don't pay for it, they
Maybe.
put your Pokemon in the pound, and where they eventually
Yes.
euthanize them.
Take him to the kennel, euthanize him. Yeah. All right, Dominic. So yeah, Pokemon looks okay. I guess the biggest thing and one of the things that is making people more excited about the potential that maybe Game Freak is taking it a little more seriously is that the release date isn't until next year. It's not a 2026 game; it's a 2027 game. Now that could very much mean early 2027, but that still gives them a little more time than if they were trying to rush it out before the holiday season.
Oh, that game is
Um,
already done. They just trying to they got a new game coming
avoid
out.
Grand Theft Auto.
Well,
So
that
that's what they want to do.
well, their current game that they got coming out.
Yeah,
They trying to get that
some
they
breathing
got to
room.
work on that in the post release stuff for that game.
Yeah. All right, Dominic. Speaking
Remember that game
of
2 years ago?
Nintendo, yeah,
That game, man. They said, man, we been finished. All we did was added some like a few things to that, man. We already had the stuff designed, like shit.
I wouldn't necessarily not believe it, Dominic. All right, Nintendo is fighting with the big dogs, Dominic. They're fighting with the U.S. government. They are suing us to get their tariff money back now that the tariffs have been ruled illegal by our Supreme Court. Nintendo wants its cut of the money back. Isn't it great how we just absolutely got Nintendo to potentially raise the prices of things, whether it be the consoles or the controllers or what have you. And this isn't exclusive Nintendo. All of these people raised the prices to account for the tariffs. Now that they've been deemed illegal, they're going to ask for their money back. And where's
But
that
we
money going to come from, Dominic? The U.S. taxpayers.
Yeah, and then and we're not getting nothing back. I'm not. They're not going to give us like a rebate
Nope,
for
not at
our
all.
Switch 2.
Give me some eShop cash, Dominic. No,
Yeah,
this is so egregious at this point that this is like double dipping. And
it
it's
is.
not. I don't want to say it's not necessarily Nintendo's fault. They're obviously like in on this, like all these companies are. Like our government is stupid, but like holy shit, man! Like this is taking us to the woodshed and then just beating us to death.
Like you make people pay more, and you get back the money for the tariffs. It's like, man, oh
Yeah.
my goodness, just just look. Oh man, oh I have wild thoughts in my head. A lot of wild thoughts. Oh man, I mean, god darn. Like, what a
It's
waste.
so
What
unfair.
a freaking waste. It's like, yo, because that's what I said. Like, if you're going to do this, so you did all that shit, and then if they win the freaking lawsuits, man, fuck you.
And it's not
Like,
just that, like
fuck you,
FedEx was
Trump.
ready day one. The day that they were announced illegal, like FedEx was like, money, please. So like this is happening. Like we're gonna be paying these companies back.
Yeah, thanks, Trump. Yeah, you really. So, like, I know he talks about he's upset with the courts for doing this, but it's like, but you knew this was a risk of happening.
Hmm. I wish he knew anything, Dominic.
Well, I mean, not just I mean anybody around him, and they could have just
Sure. Those idiots too. Yeah. Somebody was gonna get through to that imbecile. Yeah, I don't think so.
They ain't fucking have to. They could have just said no, we're not doing it. If enough of them said no, enough of them said no, no. I mean, he can go fire everybody, but then he'll be only one. It wouldn't work.
Well, I
God
think that's the
damn, man.
problem, Dominic, is like during his first term, we actually did have some people that said no. And now he's learned his lesson, and now he just doesn't have people around him that would ever say no. Like he's surrounded by himself by these loyalists that just are willing to go along with this as long as
Why
they get
did this? Oh my
their cut.
god! I really wish he would have won his second term 4 years ago. Sons of bitches. Oh fuck.
Why can't we go further back, Dominic, and just say we wish he lost his first term?
Because he wouldn't have. But then that'll have to be that Obama was never elected, which I think I could go with that. I wish he would have won the first time.
How far are we going back here, Dominic? Can we get the Al Gore victory? What are we doing? What's Mondale doing? It's so bad. Like, because I feel like the initial thing I saw was like, oh, look at Nintendo, great job. They're going after the government to get, but the reality is no, like this doesn't help anybody. They are not going to lower prices because these things have been deemed illegal. They raise the prices. The prices are going to stay where they're at most likely. I don't see the Xbox price going down.
No.
I gotta spend $1,000 to get an Xbox,
that's the thing that don't make sense at all. Like from where you stand at, I don't know. I still don't how to.
And how did
that.
Sony make it through without ever raising their price? And I mean, theoretically, Nintendo never raised their price, at least as far as they'll tell you. Whether they factored in tariffs on that price to begin with is, debatable, but they never outwardly changed the price from what they announced it at to something higher. No, but Xbox is out here doing like 2 times and 3
in the
times.
In the US, Sony never raised their price. Yeah, because they raised the price.
That's true. Yeah, the place that would be affected by the tariffs.
Yeah, but that's so yeah. They raised the price outside, but it don't make sense. Yeah, Microsoft raises.
It's a lot of things that just aren't adding up, Dominic.
They all in on it. It's something. I'll tell you, man. It's something like going on. Like it's a decision. Microsoft said we're in like the games division part of our company. Like we're sabotaging it. Sony, y'all can have it, and Nintendo, y'all can do what y'all do, because we're good as far as everything else.
Yeah.
Still $1 trillion company.
They make me hate video games, though. They also very much make me hate corporations.
What to say?
But nothing's changed there.
Yeah. Nothing.
All right. Speaking of corporations and gigantic ones, Dominic, Xbox is coming back. Asha Sharma has announced Project Helix, which is the next Xbox console, which will play both PC and Xbox games. She's going to be talking about it.
Is a Project Helix.
GDC. Yep. yes. No, your PC is an Xbox. Here, take this sticker. Put it on the side. Yeah, so this definitely creates an interesting world where if Sony continued to put their exclusives, quote unquote, on to the PC, that this could then potentially play those exclusives. And outside of like the potential for them to run better on there, I still don't necessarily see a downside for Sony, especially where you're in a world where Xbox is already releasing its stuff on your system Like this just gives a little more parity, right? Like, okay, everybody's sharing now. But obviously we don't want to do that. Because the reality is, like, I know people are talking about this thing like it's going to be expensive because it's going to be a PC. And it will be like, but I'm still going to say like 1200 is the high end, I would hope. And when we're talking about a PlayStation 5 Pro, we're not that far off of that. So I would not be surprised if the next generation PlayStation isn't right up there with it, whether it's a quote unquote open PC or not.
Well, you know, I will say this: if Xbox, if they come out and it's up in the thousands or whatever, like, and it's a PC, like a PC Xbox, PlayStation around the same price, but it's more closed. Man, I'm sorry, the PlayStation lost value to me.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't care. They can say they got exclusives that won't come anywhere. I mean, you better, but also, ain't no way in hell I will just miss out. I'll say, okay, fine, I'll miss out because I'll be damned if I'm paying for a closed thing. Yeah, nah, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely going to be a value proposition here. If there is a path forward for Microsoft to become more viable, if what they're to, and let me make this clear, more viable to, let's say gamers, right? More enthusiastic gamers. Like you're not going to have the mom and dad who are buying their kid a console buy them a $12,000 or $1,200 piece of hardware to play Fortnite when they could do that on a phone or whatever, even though phones can be about that much too, depending on which one you get. When there's a PlayStation that's cheaper than that, right? But
yeah,
if I'm looking at it from a value standpoint, I'm going, I want a PC that's powerful enough to play these games at a pretty high frame rate, high resolution, all the stuff tweaked up and whatnot. But I also need to occasionally run Excel, and I can use this in both ways. And my PC is long in the tooth now. I need a replacement for it as a whole.
And maybe it's more easy access with that one. I wonder if easy access is a whole lot better with this console they got, coming out.
Now, the thing that would concern me about this becoming more of a PC is we look at consoles, or in the past, I should say, we've looked at consoles because it feels like it's plateaued. But there was a time where you had Gears of War coming out on an Xbox 360, which was objectively a less powerful device than a PC that you could buy at that time. But it looked better than any PC game I had ever seen because it's dedicated hardware. You know what you can and can't do with it. You're not going to have one person that has an RTX blah blah and an NVIDIA GTX blah blah and a RX whatever. You've got this piece of hardware, you've got this graphics, you got this processor, and you can just max all of that out. And the longer you go into the generation, you get a Gears of War 3 that looks better than a Gears of War 1, even though it's on the same hardware, because you've learned to better utilize every inch of capability that thing has. And I feel like you will probably lose that in a more open device like this.
And
that would be my concern.
And I just wonder how that is now. I mean, I remember those days too, like seeing like the end of the generation games versus the beginning of the generation. And and in some cases, you probably could say, look at the generation, like games that's out now to the beginning. I don't know. I would have to do that myself because.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Is like I talk through that. I feel like because we've kind of plateaued with these past two generations, I don't feel like we get that same development over the course of things.
Like it's almost an individual case. Like you might see a Pacific game look better, like like a specific developer made a game early on and then look at the game they did later, it might look
I
might
mean,
look
even
better.
something like
But then,
Horizon, right? Like Horizon was relatively early, and then you had Forbidden West, which came out on both the PS5 and the PS4. But does that PS4 version really look that much better than Horizon Zero Dawn? I don't know that it does. And to that point, I'm not even sure that the PS5 version looks that much better. It it definitely has some fidelity improvements when you get into like increased resolution
about to say like
or
lighting and stuff like that. You can see like something
yeah, or
different.
like
Yeah,
higher frame rate because it's, a whole different class
yeah.
of horsepower. But like outside of like, oh, I put the wrong prescription in my glasses and now it's a little bit blurrier. Like I don't know that we're seeing that big a difference. I don't know that that leap would really matter.
No, it's not. It's not the same. I mean, it's like I think 360 was like the 360 era. PS3 and stuff. It was like the last of what you truly seen that. Like,
Yeah, generational leap.
yeah, because I like looking at like Halo 4, like game wise, like you can say what you want. Like, no, I don't like it as much as probably like overall as Halo Reach or Halo 3, but graphically it was better than those
Yeah,
games.
easily.
And
Yeah.
like it looked better. And like that was the end of the 360's life, really, at that point. And like you said, with Gears, like Gears 3 did like look better. And I mean, yeah, you don't, man, it is not this. Yeah, it's not the same. Like I think that was the last time it's been done that way.
And
And I
part of
mean,
that
oh,
is because we don't even have these developers releasing multiple games during the same generation anymore.
shucks, man. No, you don't. I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto. Look at Grand Theft Auto 4 and look
Yeah.
at Grand Theft Auto 5 on the 360. There's a difference, Bay, with those two games. They were both on the 360, and there was a difference in those graphics, and with the things you can do in the game. Not just the physics and everything. Where 4 had those floaty ass physics. I don't hear you. Are you still there?
Yeah, I just didn't say anything. Yeah,
You're supposed to agree with me, Daniel.
I'm sorry. Wholeheartedly agree with you, Dominic.
This is
Yeah, so this is an interesting move. I mean, obviously, like we've been doomsaying about the next Xbox. Like, what is the point of this? Now, if you tell me the point is we're not really making a dedicated Xbox thing anymore. We're now just making a lifestyle thing because it can be your work PC. It could also be this, that, or the other thing, but you can also play Xbox games. I mean, the reality of it, what this says to me is that Microsoft still wants a way to get their products into your household.
yeah,
And
because
and what that
I don't see how the like because like when you said like and still do Excel, I didn't think of it like that. I always thought of it like I thought it was just PC gaming. Like I didn't think of like you doing your work up there. I mean, I would think like, hey, you could, but it wouldn't be ideal. But if they do make it that way, like, because the thing with a console, it wasn't just the price; it was also the ease of access. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't need directions. Like I could, like, my friend, he could easily just play his games. He wouldn't have
Mhm.
to ask questions of how to do certain things on his console. Like that's the thing. He wouldn't need help or um some support. Like call like it's like, hey, I need something help. Like like some IT support or something with it. Like so I want to know, is it going to be where okay, you can still do those things on PC? Is it like a easier mode with it or something like you can do where?
Well, I think you definitely have like it would very much be like a Steam Deck, right? Where you have a desktop mode that isn't the default mode. It launches into big screen or the new Xbox experience or whatever they're trying to do now. And they were trying to do that with the ROG Ally X, but I'm not sure that was fully baked. They'd need to take it seriously if they're going to go this route. Because that was kind of one of my concerns when we started getting this like pro model and PCification of console games where you have, do you want your dynamic lighting or your dynamic mode, or do you want your performance mode or your stability mode or what have you? If we're talking about just doing PC games now, that could potentially mean that your friend boots that thing up and, these settings were pumped up. They shouldn't be because it can't run this. Now he's getting like 2 frames per second and he doesn't know why because he's not used to this stuff. Now, if I'm Xbox, I'm keeping that in mind and I've got like AI running in the background to make sure that the settings are optimized, the same way that like the GeForce experience does, right? You can go in there, it'll see what games you have installed, and then it'll tell you like, ray tracing should be on off because you're a broke boy and this graphics card cannot run that stuff. You should turn vegetation down to low because it can't handle that either. But like Fog of War, you can turn up a little more or something like that. You know what I mean? They've got to have that in place and working properly to avoid situations where people have issues like that. If this is going to be the console. Whoa.
Oh, man, we'll see. It looks like, man, our gaming days will be whatever can get on this PC. And that is it. And then I'll ride to the sunset, Daniel. That'll be it. Like that's it. This is my old man stand. This will be it. Like, I'm done. It's like about to fight. I can't go with the new console. I'm sticking with this. If anything can't work up here, that's it. It's over. I'm not playing it. Man, so because we're not getting no Grand Theft Auto on PC this year.
No, which is still wild. Like, why is there going to be an Xbox version of that game this year and not a PC version?
And then you're going to have a probably a PlayStation Pro. That's going to be like the best version. And you will see. Oh, man. I'm going to have to block Grand Theft Auto vids before I won't see any vids of the PlayStation Pro version. So I have to just block all Grand Theft Auto content.
And just be happy the way I am.
Yeah. I had to unblock my Switch. I forgot I blocked Switch 2 content, you remember? Because I didn't feel like seeing it. And I was like, I have it. And then I have it. Because I was wondering, I don't see nobody talking about Switch 2. Like, oh shit, I blocked it. And this is on Blue Sky. This is on Blue Sky. So I was like, I don't see nothing about the Switch 2 stuff. Because I forgot what game came out. And I was like, I think it was about Pokemon. And I was like, I don't see nothing about Pokemon. And I was like, oh yeah, because I blocked. Like, unless it just says Pokeball, I'll see it. But if it's anything with Switch 2 with it, I won't see it. And I'll block that. But yeah, darn, that's gonna be something. All right, is that it for the news? Is there anything else?
That is what I had for the news, Dominic. There was another Nintendo indie event, but games kind of worth talking about that we'd be seeing sooner included here in
the
new
releases. It was a Capcom thing too that wasn't really much there.
That was where the Pragmata news came from. Yeah. They didn't really have too much else, they're mainly touting like, Resident Evil's doing great. And
Monster Hunter 3 stories. The Monster Hunter Stories 3. It had that.
Yeah.
What did it say? He. It was nothing like. Yeah, it was nothing huge. It was nothing like big or anything. Yeah, I was hoping something. I hope it was something like they announced like some Phoenix Wrights, something, detective stuff or something.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly. All right, Dominic, let's get into the new releases then. First up, we got Resident Evil Requiem. This is now out on the PC, Nintendo Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. And along with that, on the Switch, you also have
Requiem with the
7.
9 in it.
What's that?
I said Requiem with the 9 in it.
Yes, Requiem with a 9 in it. Yeah, I mean, this game has been reviewing fantastically. I was tempted to buy it. I think what I'm just going to do is get back into the Resident Evil 4 remake, which I
I
never
think I
finished.
might. I'll try to force myself to do that too. But I have a lot
Yeah,
of lights.
because I was like, I just bought this Pokemon game. I shouldn't buy this one too because I'm not going to play both of them at the same time.
Turn the
And
HDR
then
off because I don't want no darkest darks.
I just want a solid
I want the
gray
blackest. I
screen.
want no blackest blacks. I want to turn everything
Yeah.
up.
And I was just telling you on the break, on the eShop, they've got the bundle that has 7, 8, and 9 for $80, which is only $20 more than the game, Requiem itself at 70. And I was like, man, I could see myself actually like playing more of these games on the Switch than if I was gonna sit down somewhere. Then I was like, but I already own 7. I don't know that I own all the content for it though, but I don't know that I would worry about playing all the content anyway. So it'd just be 8 and 9 that I would need to buy. And I know it's going to run better. Well, theoretically, it's going to run better on my PC than if I'm playing on the Switch. But like, I probably wouldn't get as scared on the Switch because like it'd just be like it's tinier. So you're not like, it's in my face. But instead of all that, I think I'm just going to like go back and try and play the games that I've got because I've got those and I would like to play them at some point. So instead of like spending another $70 and getting 2 hours into a video game, I should just get 2 more hours into the video game that I already told myself I want to play. So I installed that again and I'm going to try and get back into that. Speaking of games that I've already played, Dominic, Pokemon Fire Red. Actually, did you want to say anything else about Requiem before we move on?
I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah, it looks awesome, but I'm gonna try and push that off for now. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green are now out on the Nintendo Switch for $20 a piece. The last podcast we talked about those being announced, and I said I was playing those on the Vita, so I'm gonna happily continue doing that. My Vita is currently taken apart. I was going to install the USB port on it that I ordered, and then things happened with the hot air station that I was getting because soldering, man, I knew that it was small stuff in here that I was going to need to solder, but I don't think I was prepared for how small some of the stuff was. So I was trying to get a
You said
hot air.
you were going to play mess with it.
Yep. So that's yeah. I now currently have a half disassembled PlayStation Vita on my desk sitting in front of me. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. World of Warcraft Midnight, Dominic, the latest expansion for World of Warcraft is now out. What little I have heard about that in the circles that I run in, I have heard positive things. I don't know how people are actually liking that though.
Man, this game, man, is going on like 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's the new hotness, Dominic.
The new hotness. Yeah, okay.
The new hotness. What the kids are playing. World of Warcraft.
Man, freaking grandparents now.
How much does this cost? I saw somebody post on Reddit the other day that they found their dad's Metal Gear Solid disc, and like how they used to play it, or they used to watch their dad play it when they were a kid, and he
Oh
would
my god.
occasionally let them sneak on and play it.
Well, at least he
Oh yeah.
him, at least he was born when he was watching his dad play.
Yeah,
This ain't
there is
somebody
that.
saying
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I saw my dad's very solid game. This is used to play when he was a young kid." It's a difference. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I'm waiting for you to say like, "Oh, I found my dad's very solid game, and it was a kid." Maybe when he was a kid, he used to play this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're that far off from that, Dominic. I don't think we're that far off.
No, you're not at all. I mean, shucks, with the people who had kids when we were kids, definitely
Yeah,
not. Well, they're all full of grown adults.
that's very true. Yeah.
They got kids of their own.
Well, my granddad playing Metal Gear Solid.
I would say, hey, my granddad used to play that game. I was saying, I'm waiting for somebody to say, oh, I got my granddad's Nintendo. I'm waiting for somebody to say that. Because somebody can literally say that right now.
That's here somewhere.
Someone could say that years ago, really. Because I know people like my family who are grandparents now. I mean, I
I'm
don't
gonna
think they have
mess
a
you
Nintendo
up and
anymore. They don't
say
have the
my
console anymore, though.
grandparents' Super Nintendo.
Oh my fucking god! Yeah, it's like, yeah, and I wanted to be like, no, like, because you always have those things like somebody said, like, oh, my dad has a, like, when I was young, somebody said my dad has a Genesis, and their dad's like 30 something, and you got Genesis. It's like, hey, that's different. Now, I want to hear someone say, like, yeah, it was their grandparents' Super Nintendo when they were young, like they were a kid.
From 3 years ago, Dominic, an SNES advertisement I found in a magazine at my grandparents' 1994.
Yeah.
My grandparents played an extreme amount of NES in the 1990s.
You told me they were like just 60 years old.
Exactly.
They were 60 years old playing that. They're dead
he looks
now.
pretty old, but he was probably, like 42 or something like that.
Yeah.
He was 32 and he looks like he's 70 with a pocket protector in. All right, Dominic, we have to stop doing this. Speaking of Nintendo's indie event, they announced Blueprints is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. That was a surprise drop, so that was out as of later that day.
Okay.
And I thought about buying it, Dominic, and then I was like, why would I do this? I already have it on Game Pass, and I think it's on PlayStation thing too, even though it was on sale.
This get a raw ally, Daniel.
There you go. Exactly. I just gotta buy one of those. Yeah, it's the portability of it. Even though I, just explained in the Game of the Year podcast, like it doesn't respect my time, and I'd be better off playing on the PC where I could potentially use cheats, which I should explore. All right, Dominic, Esoteric Ebb out on the PC. Have you seen this game at all?
No, I have not.
It came out of nowhere for me.
Esoteric
I'd check
Ebb.
it out. I think it would be something you might be interested in. It is like an RPG, but it's like a classic RPG that is kind of based around like tabletop games. Has a good art style to it too.
Okay. I'm seeing this now. Yeah.
So for someone who is more into the stories and more into the what I sometimes find monotony of RPGs, I think you could find some interest there. Yeah. Rootwood is another one that I think you might be interested in. This is from Clay, who did like Mark of the Ninja and forget what that dude, Shank. And then other games more recently, but for some reason those are the ones that always stick in my head. But this is like a Castle Crasher style beat 'em up, but with fantasy characters. Very
it's called
cartoony
Rootwood.
art
It's
style.
not called Rotwood.
Rotwood, yeah. Sorry, Rotwood. You expect me to be able to read now, Dominic? Jeez.
No, because I typed in Rootwood and I was like, nothing came up.
You gotta type in
okay. Now
Rootwood
look at
game,
this.
obviously.
Yeah.
That is
Recent
2018
reviews on
movie that
Steam
has a
this
3
mix
out of
between
10
the people.
stars.
I wonder why.
Probably got de novo or something.
Somebody said clunky and boring. Definitely not the best Clay game.
That's funny.
Out there. The game is good, especially with friends. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. I mean,
I've said this before in the past, Dominic, but I feel
but
like
English reviews. Look at this. English reviews though are very positive.
well, that's who we trust, Dominic. That's who we trust.
These are
Unless we're
recent
talking about
mix, and that's
British.
105 of those. Wow, it's 2,000 something are very positive.
Oh wow. A lot of these I see are also early access reviews. So
yeah.
I'm sorry. You've got a thumbs down and you spent 60 hours on this game?
Damn, that's the only way for they can really judge if they like it or not.
I mean, that's true if you're a reviewer, and maybe I'm
They
considering
have
this
time.
person not a reviewer because they put their review on here, but like
They have nothing. They're retired.
this one too, 76 hours on record. Like
They're retired people, Daniel. They have nothing else to do.
guy has 75.8 hours as a review
time,
and
man.
now has
I be
76
seeing that
hours.
too, and I'm like, wow.
You played another hour of this game after you gave it a thumbs down. What are you doing?
I think what game was it that I really didn't really like, but I played a lot of. It was a game.
I mean, it does happen sometimes. I get it, but also, like, come on. Time to spend playing games I hate. All right, Dominic. Next up, Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered. That's now out on basically everything.
Damn.
We've talked about the Legacy of Kain series for a while now and hoping it would get remastered. It finally has, and we're not going to play these games.
I know.
I think that's the reality of it, unfortunately. I don't know when I'm going to have time.
Well, see, right. That's a problem. They have to actually give me the game and put it on and put the controller in the hand. And then
I was going to say, they have to Clockwork Orange you and make your eyes stay open while you play the game. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Scott Pilgrim EX, Dominic. Now, you had said to me when I said I got Pokopia, that I spelled Scott Pilgrim wrong, and then I went, oh shit, Scott Pilgrim did also come out. I should go take a look at that. I feel like this definitely got washed up in like the Pokopia, or I don't know why I can't say that word, even though it's a stupid word. The Resident Evil and the onomatopoeia of it all. I think this kind of got washed up in it. I think there are also people that like have an affliction to Scott Pilgrim more so than they do the other properties that, Tribute has done for these style games. So I think it just doesn't get talked about as much. So it's definitely one that I want to check out. Have you seen reviews on it? Are they like
Game Informer? I know gave it a 7.75.
Positive. Okay, I mean
it's fine. I mean, it's the way it says good. I don't know what the problem. I didn't look to see what they didn't like about it.
Okay, it's one of those things where I'm like, even the slightest hint of like, I can wait, right? Like part of it is like this game needs to be on Game Pass because like all the other ones have appeared on Game Pass.
Really is, yeah.
So it's kind of like maybe I just wait until it appears on Game Pass. But I mean, everything I saw up until now, it looked good. So
I mean, it's a
I am
Ubisoft game,
interested
right?
in it.
Or it's not.
No, it's not anymore. Now it's a
Oh, that's right.
Dotemu game.
That's right.
Yeah, so because otherwise it would be like $2 next week, and I would definitely wait it out there. All right, Dominic, you had brought this one to my attention, Back to the Dawn, but that is now out on the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2.
I didn't realize
So
it
that
wasn't
is-
on the Switch one, but yeah, that's good.
Yep. Pokopia, that's out now, and talked about that earlier on Nintendo Switch 2. And Marathon, Dominic, the big Bungie release, extraction shooter,
Yeah,
is now out on PC,
yeah,
PS5,
on the
Xbox
Steam,
Series
I've
X and
seen a lot
S.
of good reviews. Like
Just
from
can't
the
help
people.
but think like this is just not my type of game, Dominic.
Oh, this isn't. I mean, distraction shooter, like it's not that my deal. Because people kept talking about Arc Raiders. I was like, oh well, Arc Raiders already know it's not my type of game, so
Yeah.
this isn't either. But thing is, it's just that these games you have to buy, and
Yeah.
I always they sound like free to
I
play
literally
games to
just went
me.
and checked to see if this was a free to play thing or it's $40.
I and like I mean that's how much Arc Raiders cost too, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, the way these games sound, they sound like free to play games, and I was like, oh, I realized, yeah, I would be so disappointed if I ever bought these games. I mean, it's not my type of game. I mean, as long as he's not my, yeah.
I
And
mean, it seems like people are coming out of this pretty positive so far. So I'm glad for
yeah, I mean,
Bungie's
like I
sake,
said, people
because it definitely
like,
feels like they're kind of on the chopping block if they're not pulling this out of their ass.
yeah.
So good on them.
They say if you combine Destiny and Escape from Tarkov, well, Destiny I somewhat get, Escape from Tarkov I don't. So like you just kind of lost on me. Yeah, I just don't like this. Yeah, this ain't my type of games. I don't have the appeal for it. Like I don't see the appeal of it. Like I need a like if the goal is just to survive. I mean, because like I'm okay, I get the stuff. It's just for me to survive to the next stage, like to take it to the next place, to just to survive again. And I don't know. I need something more to that. Like I don't know.
I mean, I
It's like
guess the idea is like you enjoy the shooting, obviously, which like Bungie at least has some level of like, hey, this does feel good. Um, even though I didn't love it in Destiny because a lot of those enemies, because of the style of game, felt like bullet sponges, and maybe that's not the case in this game. But I guess like yeah, you gotta be somebody that likes that loop of like just getting back in there, and maybe it is kind of a similar loop to like a roguelike, except different, so you have people that get that pull to just like, oh, I just got to do one more run to get some more neodymium magnets or something or whatever you get in this game, hacker points. And yeah, it just, I guess for me at least, when you don't have like an objective, like what's gonna at the end of the day roll credits for me in this game, that's where it kind of falls apart. It just becomes like, hey, this is kind of a job. I'm just playing this game to keep busy, basically. Which is ironic to say when I'm playing Pokopia right now.
I just I just want a story version of the like Marathon, like the look of the game and stuff. I was like, oh, like I was thinking like, okay, yeah, you have multiplayer, but it's like, oh, what's the story of this? And I didn't even think about like, oh, this is a multiplayer game and an extraction shooter, and it's like I don't even know nothing about that. Like I don't even know like extraction shooter is a genre that I am not familiar with at all.
So,
All right. What else? Anything else come up?
That's
Well, I guess
it. This is-
technically Helldivers is an extraction shooter, but it's like you go down to fight aliens, and then I'm not fighting against there's no humans I'm fighting against, like as in like real players. It's
and I
so
think
much.
these games have some of that. I think Arc Raiders does too, right? Like it's got some level of
No, you do have some NPCs and stuff, but I'm saying,
yeah, but it's
but it's
not the
human players
same.
there, and they can take your loot. You're not in Helldivers. I don't know what
There's
you
not a
call it
competing.
loot. I don't know what loot you get, honestly.
There's not a
I mean,
competing team in Helldivers, is there?
no, you're not. You're not competing with
Okay.
anybody else to get stuff either.
The goal there is to basically work with your team to take
Like,
out
I
the
feel like
bugs.
Helldivers is different from all the games I'm seeing on this extraction shooter list of Steam. Like
Yeah,
like
because most
Delta
of those
Force.
are player versus player. They're not player versus enemies.
Yeah. Or they're player versus environment. But Helldivers is player versus environment. See, that's the difference. I would like to be a player versus environment. That's what I like. Delta Force, I be seeing that advertised a lot.
Really?
But I mean, as in just showing up and not knowing what the fuck it is. It's like,
Gotcha.
now I know. I thought it was like a Call of Duty clone or something.
In a lot of ways, it probably is. Massively 64 player PvP warfare, next gen extraction, and the legendary Black Hawk Down campaign, Dominic. Sounds like that game is trying to be everything and then some.
Yeah. Of course, Hunt Showdown. I know.
This is one of those games that like there's probably billions of people playing and I've never heard of.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
The free ultimate AAA shooter, Dominic. That's what Delta Force is. My honest thoughts on Delta Force after 1,000 hours. Jesus.
Morphosis? Morphosis? Is that how you pronounce it? Season of Morphosis?
Sure. All right, Dominic. Anything else for the people before I wrap it up?
Nah, man, we good.
All right, thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic's at DStalworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. You can check us out on Blue Sky as well at superpod.com, at regulusmb.sky.social, and at DinoMan at DominicStallworth.bluesky.social. You can check us out on our website as well, superpod.com. It has all of our previous podcasts as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there is a video version of this podcast, as well as, of course, all the audio platforms, iTunes, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, and any other place you might be able to find an audio podcast. And until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right, see you.